All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 26 of TSGG Chat, a weekly podcast about video games. Before we start today, we have some very sad news. Legendary creator and U.S. Army veteran Stan Lee has died at the age of 95. He showed us what it truly means to be a superhero, and that even a kid from Queens can make a difference. To you, I say your own catchphrase, Excelsior, which means ever onward, ever upward, because that's the way you lived your life. You earned a special place in the hearts of many and will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, our national treasure, Stan Lee. With me this week, Jake, John, Brett, and Brennon. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to be back. Me.
Thanks.
We've got a very great show today. Over the weekend.
Not to toot our own horn, but it's a very great show.
It is. Over the weekend, Microsoft had their X018 event, which was fantastic. And we're going to get into the details of that.
Are we going to talk about PSX today? Oh, wait.
Yeah,
We're not.
No.
The shots
do you feel
fired.
good about yourself now?
I do, actually. I
My
feel
goodness.
great.
You've
That's
been holding
awful.
on to that one, haven't you?
I was waiting.
You have been waiting.
You like how I
you
waited
bastard.
for you to say it?
Yeah, I know.
He didn't
Look
mention
at
a
the
word of this
smirk.
the whole
Look at the
entire
smirk.
day.
No, I don't want to.
He was waiting for it. The smile that he had all day was that.
That was it. His moment.
It was hidden all along.
Also, we are talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 4. This will be our review discussion. But first, head over to tsgg.online and sign up for our newsletter. It's completely free, and it comes with a welcome gift for becoming a member. Also, check us out on Twitter at TheSocialGG and on YouTube at youtube.com/The Society.
You forgot our Twitch, sir. And that is twitch.tv/TSGG online.
What? That's our Twitch?
Yes.
Incorrect. Our Twitch is actually the Society Gaming Group.
No, it's been changed.
We changed it?
changed
When
it.
did you change it?
During the last stream.
Online.
Yes,
What?
we did.
You monsters.
That's right.
Yes,
It is
well.
new for any of
Which
you
new
that
for our viewers
TV.
and Jake.
I wasn't aware
TSGG online.
pulled a fast one on them.
how the tables have tabled.
Yes, so the Twitch is twitch.tv/TSGG online.
Not to be confused with TSGG offline.
Hilarious.
Get him out.
All right, Jake said his words for the meeting. Moving on.
He's done.
So let's get into the news. First up, I'm not going to make him wait any longer.
Thank you.
He's twitching
That's
over
all I
there.
wanna talk
Let's go ahead, get to it.
So Anthem, which we discussed in the last couple podcasts, has, after they showed us their first live stream, they have BioWare's come out and announced that their next live stream will be Thursday, the 15th at
November.
the 15th of November at 3 p.m. Austin time. I believe they're Central or
Yeah.
Just check your local time zone versus
2018.
Austin's time, wherever you are located.
yeah.
It's 3 p.m. local Austin, Texas
I
time.
think it's 4 p.m. Eastern, and yeah, so on.
What are they
But
doing in this stream?
They've also announced what they're doing, and we talked a little bit about this last time because they did tell us beforehand what they were doing, but they are going to be showing us the Forge, which is where you will be in-game being able to customize your Javelin, customize your loadout, everything you're doing. So they're going to be showing us a lot more information on that because, as Kevin and I have discussed, that is what we want to see. We want to be able to see how in-depth we can get. They've also released quite a few more Javelins this week, showing us the detail all the way down to they are made out of different materials. Your armor is completely different. They've shown us scales. They've shown us just a ton of different information.
Different decals.
different decals, different color schemes, different paint jobs, different suits in general with the N7 suit.
Yes, on N7 day, we
don't
got the
N7 Interceptor.
Interceptor as kitted up as an N7 operative.
For
Which
Mass
was-
Effect, for those of you who aren't aware of the N7 reference.
Or
Yeah,
N7
that's actually
day.
good to know because people may not know about that.
Yeah.
So.
So that's what we're expecting to see. I'm really excited for it. I want to be able to. They've already kind of teased some things. They have let us know that wood is not an option, so I can't have my maple finish on my javelin.
That's
but
upsetting.
they have said there are quite a few materials that you can choose from.
I wanted a nice cherry varnish.
See, yeah, I was pretty let
Strictly
down by
mahogany.
that myself. But I'm really excited to see what they've got. So for Anthem, that's all I've got. Really excited to see, again, what they're showing us Thursday, November 15th, 3 o'clock Austin time.
I really hope all that in-game customization doesn't cost money, like in-game currency, like some games make you pay to change the color of your exosuit.
You mean like
Just some games.
like a different currency, like the microtransaction currency?
No, like actual in-game, like Glimmer, for example, in Destiny, you had to pay for the shaders. I hope that's not a thing.
You're talking about the Eververse.
No, the
I wasn't
Eververse
talking about
is
the Eververse. I was just
actual
talking about
currency
normal
that you.
color
Oh.
changes, honestly.
No, it's definitely going to be
Costing
like
money.
that.
No.
It's
In
going to be a
Mass
little
Eff-
bit different because they had talked about it earlier where, so if I pick up a color scheme, it's not a one-time use. It's not a one-off.
Oh no, like
Right,
well,
that's what I was
they
talking
changed that in the second game, which was huge
Terrible
backlash.
mistake, yeah.
But if it's like, think of it like this: if you go in Fort Tarsus and there's a merchant there, and
Right, you'll have skins and decals.
Right, yeah, like-
I assume there's going to be an in-game currency.
but when
'cause
you
we know
purchase it, you have it.
infinitely,
Right, yeah.
Yes, they have said that. So,
And I'm
and you can
assuming
earn
that they're
all
going to
those
really
skins.
show off
We do know.
what we're going to be able
oh
to
yeah,
get.
they're going to
so.
get in depth. They're going to
And
show
I think
us.
they're going to tease us with some higher end things as well.
Oh,
for
without
sure.
a doubt.
So
Because we're
did-
seeing loadout customization
Yeah.
here too, not just like your javelins. So we'll see some high end guns, and they'll be like, "Oh, look at that, Jara's Wrath, the legendary rifle."
So
So-
basically, when you're watching it, you guys should pay attention because there's going to be probably some quick swaps to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the devs will no doubt accidentally click on something that
Oops.
You're not
Whoops.
supposed to.
will.
Yeah.
We can't show you that, but I hope you didn't get a screenshot in those 2 seconds we had that gun on there.
So we've been
I
talking
did.
about Anthem for many episodes now. We usually have some sort of update for it. John, are you interested in Anthem?
No.
There's
Thank
the
you
door.
for your feedback. Get out, and also nice knowing you.
No.
Too
No
many-
interest, huh?
Too many good games to play currently.
Oh, it doesn't come out
Is
till
that
February
what it is?
22nd.
It's February.
Start and end
It's-
at Call of Duty Black
unfortunately,
Are
Ops.
Call of
you-
Duty will still be there.
Are you proclaiming that this will not be a good game?
No, it might be a good game, just not for me.
Just not for you.
Yeah, just not.
This isn't your style.
Not my type of gaming that I will be.
Were
I
you not a
appreciate that.
Destiny
Did you-
fan either?
I was a Destiny fan though.
He
I-
was.
for a little bit.
He was.
Yes. I enjoyed Destiny 1 and a little bit of 2, but I did not try the new expansion.
That's for the best.
So,
I fell out into as well.
So what part of this game that doesn't really interest you is like the third person thing? Is it the
The part
The
where
way
Brett
that
gets
it's built?
excited about it.
is it just Brett himself? Because
I
it
just
could be
don't. I
Brett.
don't like him personally.
Yeah.
So
that
each
makes him
time,
happy.
Anything he
He's not
likes.
each time he
Yeah.
just talks about it, I don't.
Die a
I
little
tune
bit.
out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't blocked him on your phone because he just keeps sending you stuff about it. Because he will. He'll do that. He'll be like,
Oh.
guys, guess
Oh,
what
yeah,
happened?
welcome
he does
to the
that
chat.
nonstop.
Never ending
Welcome
anthem.
to the Anthem.
He'll send
chat.
you an image, then he'll rotate it and send it again, thinking it's a new image.
And
or
then
something.
Wow,
Well, if
really
nobody
is.
responds,
The
I'm,
new-
I'm throwing
responded.
hands.
There's
Yep,
new
there
lighting
is.
in my house. Look at this image now.
Right. I'm glad you understand.
He will notate it, and then he'll also notate the image's notation. He'll talk about it for a
I
while.
will.
It's respectable. At least you
Especially
have
if there's
passion
a
for game.
dang dragon
Respectable, I don't know if that's the
interceptor
right term
and
I would
nobody
use.
responds.
Oh my God, I
The
was
thing
in
was
the
a
room
dragon
with you.
in a volcano
He wanted
and
me to write
nobody
a paragraph
responded.
into our chat.
So, again, Thursday, 3 p.m. Austin, local time.
Central
Got it.
Standard Time.
What else we got here for news? Oh, we are in November now, and we
No
have
shade.
not heard anything from Rockstar about Red Dead Online, which is
True. I forgot about that.
starting to concern me.
Now I thought it was supposed to come out in November.
Yes,
So
Good
did,
catch.
so did we.
Okay.
but we are
Just making sure.
we're about halfway through the
Halfway through it,
month,
right.
and we have heard nothing.
I thought it was
Like-
supposed to be like early November too.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
think-
Well, I
thought
heard
it was late November.
First,
but
it was mid, and then late. So,
Okay.
but you think we would have heard something?
Eh.
I know, like it's coming out in beta form. So, does that mean it's going to be like an ongoing beta until it releases, and then it's just released, or is it actual beta? And then, because if you think about GTA Online and try to incorporate some of those systems to Red Dead Redemption Online, you don't want to play a beta that
And lose
resets,
everything.
because the whole point of it is to build.
I mean,
So-
they can just do what Fallout did and make it.
Well, they
a-
just call it like
keep
early
the
access,
progress.
basically like early access until it
I mean,
releases.
76 called it a beta, but they didn't reset the progress.
Right. Yeah.
So
So,
they could just do it
but
that
they
way.
haven't actually come out and said any
Yeah,
of
but
these
if I wanted
things.
to
So-
progress in Fallout 76, I'd actually have to play the game. So
Yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
true.
Rip.
Yikes.
It's just interesting to me that we're halfway through November and we haven't heard anything.
Aren't they sending out codes currently to people who have beat the game for testing? I thought that's something they were doing.
I have not seen that.
No, I was talking about it the other day with a couple of my friends who have beat the game, and they're trying to actively get the code for the beta. So there was going to be a small beta, and then they were going to release the online.
I got to power through the last 20% of that story.
Got to get
And
through
it
there
may
and get
have
that
been
code.
Something that they did, like a lot of producers will give it to content creators and things like that to test their reaction because they have large followings. So it could have been something like that they did, or
Well,
it
if
could
it's
be
beta. It's really just a test. So
it
it
could
doesn't
be
matter as
something
far as
that
the-
was game completion, and if you had done it in a certain amount of time or something, they were offering it. I'm not sure.
it's gonna
I hadn't
hurt
heard
me.
about it.
the
It's
first
interesting.
game in months. I haven't just powered through because I took my time with it.
But then again, it's Rockstar, so
It's gonna bite me.
Who knows?
yeah, next week they could just turn it on and say, okay,
All right, it's done.
because it is anyone
Enjoy.
who has a copy of the game gets it. So it's
That's
it's not an additional purchase.
and
that
if you
can
got
make.
the ultimate edition, you get extra.
You get
stuff
bonus
with it and
items,
stuff.
yeah. Which I don't think that those would be in the beta, but I guess I would, because
Yeah,
if it's
I don't
just if you could think of the beta as just being like an early access thing, then you're
Yeah.
probably going to be able to get everything right out the gate.
That would be my thought.
So, any other thoughts on that?
What are you guys expecting from this? Like, what's the one thing you want to
Super
see from
fun.
it?
The one thing I want to be able to do in it,
Yeah,
Shoot all my friends.
Get a posse, rob everything,
FBI?
and
welcome FBI to
And,
the episode.
well, Jake knows what's gonna happen the first time we pull off a heist.
Are they going to have that at the start of the game?
He's the
Do you know?
scapegoat.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
That's what I'm.
Don't know
hoping.
anything.
That's what.
That's
I'm
what we
hoping.
want.
If you
Because-
want to know what I want to be able to do in the game, ultimate thing I want to do is go into a town, sit down at a poker table, and play with other people, and then get up and shoot them and
Ah,
take their
yeah.
chips and stuff.
The
I
old,
want to see
the
how
old style.
realistic it is.
Yeah,
So
I
if
want to
they're
see if
playing
you can
poker
do these types
and
of things.
I'm behind
Yeah.
them, and I'm in Kev's party. I
Can
wanna
he
see if I can
signal to
tell
me
the
stuff like
cards.
that?
Mm,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That would be cool. And
Can
then
we
I'll
do
shoot him
these
in the
things?
back
I want
of
to
the
see
head.
how
I'll take all the money.
authentic
Because
that is.
didn't
So-
Heist take a long time to come out on GTA?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
could
but then it
possibly have
became
the same
massive
thing.
and
Then it became
constantly
massive
updated
and like
made them the top selling game for
Years and
like
years
5
and
years
years.
straight.
yeah.
so-
So year after year, they're in the top 10 most selling game is GTA.
Then there are microtransactions, so
Yeah.
that accounts for it as
Gotcha.
well. But
Yeah, and like if they, they're going to incorporate some of those things into this mode. Will it be able to stand on its own like that? I think so. It's just, what are they going to do to pull people in? Because
I'm
in
interested.
GTA Online, you can pretty much do whatever you want to do.
Oh yeah, without
Yes.
a doubt.
and they have a
So-
bunch of different game modes, like the
Yeah.
car
they
one
had
we
mini
watched
game
that one
stuff
time,
that we
so-
talked
Right. So the only thing that
The
like
minigame
they
for
don't
this
have
one.
in this one are like the vehicles and stuff like that, but
Right.
You got carriages. Same
they
thing.
do.
I don't
No
know.
rocket launchers to shoot the carriages, but
Yeah.
I think they'll
They might have
have.
cannons.
like-
My
Gatling guns.
Lamborghini carriage.
I have used. a
So
cannon in
I have
game,
not
so.
played the single player campaign, but what I'm hearing
Why
from
not,
it,
Kevin.
Starlink.
doing
You can say it out loud.
No, he's gonna hit us with the Xbox versus.
no, I'm just gonna. I'll tell you why I haven't played it, because we're so close to next gen. This is going to be a launch title on next gen, and I'm gonna play it on that. because it's going to look so fucking good on that. So, because right now, when you compare side by side the PS4 Pro to the Xbox One X, there's actually a noticeable difference now. And most of the games there isn't. And you may say, oh, I think I see something here or see something there, but you don't. But with this game, side by side, the Xbox One X version, and I'm not talking about HDR because HDR is broken in this game right now. So if you have HDR on, turn it off because it's completely washing out your image and it's actually performing better in 1080p until Rockstar patches it. And to my knowledge, they have not yet. So turn it off for now. But when you compare at 1080p side by side, the Xbox One X versus the PS4 Pro, the X looks way better, incredibly better. And next gen is just going to take it to the next level. And that's why I'm saving that single player playthrough for next gen.
And not to mention, it already looks so good on the PlayStation.
Right. I'm not taking anything away from
Really
what it looks like on the
buying it on
PlayStation, but I know what it's going to look like next gen. Like, I don't know, but you know. You know what I mean?
On the Xbox
Two.
Oracle.
Scarlet is its code word.
I know.
Oracle's the made-up term I made for it because it sounds
Because
awesome.
it was, yeah. See,
Yeah,
you
everybody says
were
that.
there. You talked.
I know, I was
you
there, I
missed
did.
it. I was gonna say Morpheus, but I was like, wow, that
that was Kevin's.
terrible.
It's
I
terrible.
know.
It's awful.
It was so bad.
It's mine, so
Not
it's
the
bad.
Matrix.
Right?
Get out.
Get out of here. But anyway, what I was going to say about the single player part is Brennon has been playing it, and he told me, and I wonder if this is still true, when we were talking about Red Dead Redemption and this, we were comparing things, and he had said that in this one, it's difficult for him to find duels. Does
Super
that still
difficult.
remain?
Yes, that still remains true. I've only done one.
So I have a theory about
Wasn't
that.
one story based?
No, it was a random side event I found.
Oh, okay.
I have a theory about that inside Red Dead Redemption Online, dueling is going to be a competitive type game where players actually duel each other.
Most likely.
And there may be like prizes and awards.
And leaderboards.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna lose.
And I don't think Deadeye is going to be available.
Well, no.
Oh,
why?
Deadeye is because when you start the duel, I'm going to assume it's so when you start in Deadeye in this game, it's just slow mo. So I'm going to assume you both have to draw. Whoever gets the better shot off, like a headshot versus chest shot, probably going to win is the headshot.
So you think it'll be still Deadeye, but it'll just be fine-tuned for multiplayer?
Quicker shot positioning, and with Deadeye, when you enter these duel situations and like the kind of scripted Deadeye cutscene sequences
Mhm.
where you're still playing, you have to hold R2 but slowly press it down, and the longer you take to press it down, the longer you get in Deadeye mode. So I don't know if that's going to be incorporated or what. I hope so. But in the first game, they had like the meter. That's not in this game.
I've never played either game, actually.
No?
Yeah, well, you don't play good games.
I heard
God.
Yeah, you said you didn't
Red
like any
Dead
of them, so.
I thought
One
you
is
were
after
interested
this one,
in
correct?
Red Dead 2.
Yes.
Yes, Red Dead 1
Courtney
is,
is thinking about
afterwards.
playing Red Dead 2.
I think you should, because when it does eventually the multiplayer launches, I will actually be spending a lot of time in the multiplayer.
Gotcha.
I'm just saving the single player for next gen.
Yeah, everything's been ruined.
Because the way that the rumors are, I'm thinking we're going to get announcements next year. So
Game Awards?
I don't
No.
think it's this year.
That's when we're going to hear about Fable.
Yeah, I think we may hear
Don't
about
confuse
Fable
me like
there.
that.
Just because in the XO event, they did make note
Oh,
of
yeah.
telling you the Game Awards are coming, and we will be there. And
they're gonna
as
be
far as
everything. They've got so much going on, they had to create and bring back the Xbox 18.
well,
Where was PSX again?
that's kind of
Where's it being
well.
held?
We'll talk about
What's the date?
XO18 in a minute. Let's get through the
Oh,
let's get through the news.
Oh.
So
Forgot.
moving on, here in the United States, we had our midterm elections. For any of you that are not from here, and any anime fans out there may know a man named Nathan Johnson. He was a composer for a bunch of Dragon Ball Z episodes and movie dubs, and he is now a state senator in Texas. So congratulations, Nathan.
I'm going to have to look up which episodes so that I can.
He powered up and became
stop.
senator.
He's over 9,000.
Wow,
He's
was
he had
a
over 9,000
weird
votes.
segment, folks. I don't know where that was.
Oh
but-
my god.
What's next in the news, Kevin?
He had over 9,000 votes.
Left field,
Okay, fair enough.
I'll give you
500 miles away.
that. Golf clap.
Gentle.
Dragon Ball Z reference.
So, Fortnite,
I don't have one.
Fortnite's in the news again.
Yes, over 9,000 is a very popular Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z.
but I just
Yeah.
don't have one. to
See,
say.
he was just
Oh,
making
gosh.
You got
money.
nothing?
Well, actually, no. Oolong.
Yeah, what you got? Do it.
Paper. That's what he did to beat Lord Beerus.
He did.
Rock, paper, scissors.
He did. He beat him.
Okay, thanks for that, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Spoilers.
Like,
The champion.
I actually heard that Nathan beat his opponent so bad in this that he needed a senzu bean.
Oh my god.
Stop it.
Why are we still on this?
See, that's what you could have done right
God, I'm offended.
I just don't
What
have any-
actually happened is he beat him so bad they had to collect all 7 Dragon Balls to bring him back to life.
God.
to bring his political career back up.
there. Oh, no, it's over because he lost.
Are you right?
That's what the dragon was for. Come on, Kev.
I hate-
Anybody
I
else?
hate this.
Okay.
I need to go watch
You
more.
got
of
one?
this.
You got one?
No. I've never watched more than a season of DBZ.
Oh man. You're missing out.
I'm glad we're
you?
done. Anybody okay, so what?
What's next in news, Kevin? Is there any other news?
Yes,
course.
Fortnite actually hit a milestone, another milestone, after they released in South Korea. Fortnite now has 8.3 million concurrent players.
Oh, not 10?
For those of you that don't know what concurrent means, that means at any given moment, 8.3 million people are playing Fortnite.
That hurts every bit of my soul.
That is insanity.
It's
There's
not
a-
bad. It's an enjoyable game.
Still brought him here.
I'm just saying it's
Let him in
enjoyable.
this room.
They added the new aspect of gliding
Zombies?
through. No, zombies is actually out now.
Thank
They removed that,
you.
and
That was
they're
a cool
going to
touch, I
remove
thought.
the
hated it.
redeploying your glider. They're going to remove that also.
Yeah, I think
Why are
that's
they
part of.
taking that out.
I
I
don't know,
thought
probably
that
slow the
created a
game
lot of
down
skill
little bit,
plays.
So
People
What?
were popping off doing cool diving, drop into a shot. And it
Very
created a lot of
cool.
skill plays.
I think that's why Fortnite remains to be on top. Yes, it is free, but they are constantly updating things and trying new things. And listening to their players' feedback is an important thing, and they do it. So,
Strong arming Sony into complying to their wishes.
yes,
Well,
they did.
you guys know they have events now set up on Fortnite, correct? Where you play for the pins. So
I don't know what that
from
is.
Tell us
7
about
to
it.
like 10 on Friday night, I'll pick 4 people, and we'll all drop in, and you have to stay with that team, and you earn points based on eliminations and victories and placings. And if you earn pins, after you earn a certain amount of pins, they'll invite you to the bigger events.
And so,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
how they,
actually
that's how
what's
they
bringing me
remain on
back.
top. Yeah. Little news here is slowly but surely the Nintendo Switch is getting larger with their apps. YouTube is now available. For those of you that didn't know,
YouTube.
now you can go onto your Switch and hit the
That's
YouTube
awesome.
app and go to
What is
the
Net-
Society
Is Netflix?
and subscribe. No, I think they have Hulu and
YouTube.com/the
they have-
society.
well, it would be the app, so they'd already be there.
That's great. It's
So
a
if you just look up
handheld.
the
It's just
society,
like watching
you'll
on
find
your
us.
phone, but on a
Yep.
bigger, nicer screen.
Yeah, but that's why I have a phone.
Don't forget to look up the Starlink videos we got posted up.
Yeah, that are on the Nintendo Switch.
Exactly. Correlation.
Starlink,
yes.
not the Red
Starlink.
Dead. No,
There's
No,
a lot
well,
of
it's not
videos.
Nintendo
Because-
Switch.
Because he was referring to the Nintendo Switch.
I understood the reference.
Do you want me to?
Pokemon Let's Go will be posting some videos this Friday.
Woot woot.
I'm very excited.
We all are.
Pokemon Let's Go.
Pikachu.
Ugh.
You wanted the Meowth
You want a
from
Meowth.
Eevee.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I did.
So that's why I,
I
got
like
Pikachu.
Meowth.
I got
So we
Meowth,
can
right?
trade.
Yeah,
that's right.
with you.
You're back
I was
in,
with
buddy.
you on
You're
that
back
one.
in,
I
pal.
like that one.
They
That's
did it for
right.
you.
But what do
They
you
did
get?
it
What
for
do you
They
you.
did do it for
Pikachu
me. They did.
that's game specific.
Growth. That's the one I wanted.
Growth, the fire dog,
Yeah.
is way better than
Ooh,
Meowth.
so much better than Meowth.
Well,
Also, you can
watch
ride him.
yourself.
I
If
agree.
you say, if you think so, I don't know.
Well,
He
it's
evolves
3-2,
and you can ride
so
him.
it looks like
What does
dumb
Meowth
for us.
evolve into? Another cat.
But
A
he
smaller
he
cat.
has
Version.
puns though.
I hope it's
Yes.
on the lowland version.
But
'cause
he always
they have,
loses.
But he also
It's
has
not a
puns.
lowland.
But he loses always and gets
You have
blasted
to catch
off.
the Alolan.
But if you have a pun, do you
I don't
really
know which ones are
lose?
in there.
Yes, because he always lands in rivers. Always, no
Maybe
matter
that's
what.
Have you seen
just
it?
going where the wind takes him.
And
Yeah.
Team Rocket
Stop
looks
it.
stunning in this game, by the way. That was a terrible joke. High five on it, though.
No, there's
I
no
refuse.
touching.
Okay.
We're Team Meow.
Have you seen the
No, he's not with us.
Ah,
on
man,
Team
take it
Growl.
away.
Take it back.
Ah.
Take it back.
tricked you?
Unbelievable.
Have
You
you
tricked
seen
him.
Team Rocket though?
Yes.
They look exactly like they did in the anime.
Yeah, they do, and they're going to have
Jesse
a huge
and James are
presence in this
insane.
game.
Is Eric Stewart going to be
Oh, it's
part of that?
Team
or what?
Rocket again? It's not Team Plasmus or whatever it
No,
was?
it's
back
Team
in
Rocket.
Platinum?
No, it's original Kanto, and it's Jesse
Yep.
and James,
Team
and they look
Steam? Is that what that was?
they
in
look
the newer one?
spot on.
Oh,
They look
God.
exactly like they did in the
Give me
anime.
my
It's
childhood
insane.
back.
Although I haven't seen Meowth yet on their team.
That's because they know he's trash, too.
You stop.
They've got a
My
Growth
lord.
now.
He won't stop.
They've got a
He can't stop. Up next, we have an announcement for the Game Awards. For those of you
Whoa.
that don't
You
know,
skipped right over Overwatch.
December. We're not there yet.
What do you mean?
You
Thursday.
We're still in news.
Yeah, we're still
This
on
is
news.
news.
Yeah, we're still there. We'll get there.
All right.
Thursday, December 6th, the Game Awards will be streamed on over 40 global video platforms. So if you want to know more information, head over to the Game Awards website and find out all the details. They release their nominees. And in next week's episode, we're going to go over our Game of the Year.
And we will have
Picks.
different categories.
Yes.
They
Game
do.
of the year.
We're going to go over our categories next week. I stumbled on the word. I was thinking nominees, but I knew that wasn't right. So
I mean,
we'll be
also- correlates?
announcing
I got
our
you.
categories
There it
for our Game Awards next week.
also,
Wow.
now that that travesty has ended, I had to look at it directly in the eyes. I couldn't look
You've
away.
murdered the English language. To
I
the
just
point of
destroyed
it.
Return.
On December 6th, you will be able to watch the Game Awards on twitch.tv/TSGG Online.
Yes.
Kevin said over 40. There's one, and it's that one. So we'll see you there.
Just
We will be doing a live reaction show as the Game Awards streams. So tune in to watch our reactions of the reactions.
Oh,
And
the reaction.
we will see your reactions.
Wow, this is just-
Later.
This is
Oh,
developed.
man.
Okay.
Okay.
So
This is taking on a life
speaking
of its
of,
own.
before we move on about the Game Awards, what do you think we're going to see from Sony there?
hopefully Spider-Man wins nothing. That's all I'm saying.
My God.
musical score they're up for.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know. God of War had a really good musical score too.
Yeah, I
I mean,
don't think it was as good though.
In the Game Awards,
Well, Nino
they
Cooney's
show
also
off a
up
little
for
bit
Nino
of stuff
Cooney's
that's to
is,
come,
for
right?
me.
Really
Nino
good.
Cooney is
Nino
top.
Cooney wins. Yeah.
So they show off a little bit of what's to come, right? So I mean, maybe we'll see a little bit more of a game.
Didn't they
Well, you
say?
gotta remember-
Well, didn't they say they were focused on the Game Awards and that's why they weren't doing a PSX? All joking
Well,
aside, I think they did say
That's
that.
part of the reason. Yeah.
So
they
I'm
have-
hoping maybe Death Stranding will actually make some sense.
Nah.
Absolutely not. That's not. Gonna make
Well, we
sense.
may see a
I'm gonna
short
play
film.
it, beat it, and I'm not gonna
We're
understand
gonna
what's
see
happening.
4.5 minutes of The Last of Us 2, and that will be all.
You're right.
We may see a
Ghost
short
of
film.
Tsushima,
I
maybe.
think we were going to see Ghosts.
That would be incredible because that's all I want to see from them anyway.
What I
Really?
want most.
I want to see Death Stranding.
God.
What I want
No,
most.
I don't know what that is.
Over Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes.
Get
I mean,
outta here.
What do you want most?
don't get me wrong. I really like Ghost of Tsushima, but
Okay.
Tsushima.
It's a
Don't
tough
worry
word.
about
There's
it.
a T in there in the beginning. It's
It
tough.
is.
It's a
It is
silent T.
So
Brutal.
It's not a silent T.
I
It's
want
not-
it's
Death
just a
Stranding
Japanese language.
just because I'm a big Hideo Kojima fan, and I want to know
everybody's
what
a
the hell
Kojima
this
fan.
is
You didn't
going
have to
on
say
right
that.
now.
Well, if he
'cause
wasn't
just
punking us the last 10 months, I'd care too. But here we
Well,
are.
But here we are
at last year's Game
question
Awards,
marks,
Yes.
complete and utter not understanding
I'm
anything
the
that
meme
they show
with
up.
the mathematics in my head. That's all I get from those.
That's what it is.
At last year's Game Awards, there was Death Stranding. Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima were both on stage together, and I believe Norman Reedus was there too.
He was.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the announcement? No.
No,
It was
that was
E3 the
that was
year
just
before.
another short movie
Yeah.
that we get to watch.
Made a
Question
lot of
marks.
sense.
Question marks. Question marks.
They've had one at like every event. They had
Yeah.
one at the Tokyo Game.
I mean, when we watched it, our question
Game Week.
was, "What?
We have more and more
That was my
questions.
own-
as
Why?
we watch it.
literally every
How?
time. And none of the
Who
thing
is
is
this man with the golden mask?"
None of the movies
Connect.
So
Yeah,
they
no,
really
they
give
don't.
you nothing.
What I want most from Sony at the Game Awards is Ghost of Tsushima and its release date.
Have you
I
seen
want-
anything on Ghost
I
of
want
Tsushima,
more.
John?
Looks so
Bases.
It's
good.
and
basically
Spider-Man.
a samurai game
Or
based. You're
gangster
the final
bases.
samurai,
Give me
actually,
those.
based in Japan.
Oh.
I want more reskins.
And what was the year? Do we know that?
For what?
Ghost of Tsushima? Just like
No, we don't. We
1400s?
don't.
Oh, year
No, we
popped
don't.
up.
There's
Okay.
no. There's nothing.
basically you're the
Oh,
final.
I thought you meant like
you're the
the
final samurai and during the Mongol invasion.
Oh, you mean the year it takes place?
yeah,
I thought it was
Yeah,
the 1400s.
It is. It's the
Something
Mongol
around there.
invasion.
yes, and you play a samurai
No,
during
Hold
the
on.
Mongol
It's not
invasion, and it's
1400s.
just
Brennan's coming in with the facts.
We've
that's
seen,
way too late
Is it?
We've
for the
seen,
Mongol invasion of Japan.
He's gonna cut me off every time. We've seen a little bit of the game. They showed us a
Supposedly in-game
stunning-
footage.
No,
just
that was running on
the
a
prettiest
PlayStation 4
game you'll
Pro.
ever see, but it was a lot of nature. So we don't know if it's this.
God,
gen or
it was
next
so
gen.
gorgeous.
Yeah, but those maple leaves during that.
It's
fight.
the prettiest game you'll ever see.
Oh, you
You
haven't
like
seen that
nature.
video?
They weren't.
cherry
They were
blossoms?
cherry blossoms.
Were they?
Yeah, in Canada, they were maple leaves.
Maple leaves in Canada.
It's 1274 on
1274.
Tsushima
1274.
Island.
Hello,
Tsushima
friend.
Island, yeah.
And
I'm
it's
here
during,
to cut you
it's
down, eh?
Basically,
Oh,
Maple leaves.
yeah.
I don't think maple leaves are indigenous to Japan.
yeah, you're probably
could
right.
be
I wouldn't
wrong.
imagine so, but
I don't know.
and
I
it's,
hear they
it's
tap a lot
honestly
of syrup over there.
Happy Arbor Day.
it's all we've seen so far. We saw it at E3. That was when it was announced. Yes, Naughty Dog.
yeah.
was
Naughty Dog
E3.
E3, and it's just
Naughty
What
Dog.
did not know?
PlayStation.
It's Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Punch.
Sorry.
Naughty
Not
Dog.
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog's
What's
The
Naughty
Last
Dog
of Us.
doing?
Left 4 Dead.
The Last of Us.
Left 4
Yeah, that-
Dead.
What are you
Oh
saying?
God!
Everyone
you
here is
guys-
dumb but me. That's all you guys need to know.
Sorry, I'm sorry. But anyway, it looks just super pretty, and we haven't seen anything of it since.
The fighting looks fantastic.
It's
Yes, it
just
does.
So hyped for that.
Yeah, it looks very realistic, and we're real excited for it.
Yeah.
So I
And-
wondered if it had been. It is kind of one of those niche historical samurai
Samurais. Everybody
games.
loves samurais.
So I wondered if
Everyone.
you
John,
had seen
you love
anything about
samurais?
that.
I like Vikings.
What? I
That'd be-
mean,
that'd be a cool
Go
game.
play
But
for
answer the question.
No, I like Vikings more.
He already told me he hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I
Do
did
you
not
like
say
samurais.
no.
Do you like ninja?
Yeah, you can't be like I don't like those. I
Exactly.
don't like
Nobody
ninja,
dis-
but yes, I like ninjas.
oh no.
Okay.
He doesn't
Okay.
like ninjas that throw throwing stars.
He doesn't
What
like
about
the
Neo?
ninja ninjas.
And
He
let's
doesn't
not
like
forget-
those
Not the.
ones.
Naruto.
I like the regular ninjas, not the one with pink hair.
I think it's blue hairs.
Sakura.
Oh, it's different
Sakura.
now.
He doesn't like
So you got
Sakura.
the rainbow
He
different
really
hair
doesn't
now.
like Sakura or Sasuke
Hates
for some
Sakura.
reason.
What
I
a
don't know
great
why.
We're
entertainer.
confused.
So
To be
Can't wait
fair,
to
I'm
get
not a
banned
big
now,
Sasuke
'cause I
fan
said
myself.
something.
So.
so
Sasuke's
Neo
the
2,
best.
I wouldn't mind seeing that either.
Oh, I forgot
Oh, yeah,
about
Neo
Neo
2.
2.
Neo.
Yeah, but this is the Game Awards.
We're not going to see Neo 2.
This is, and Jeff Keighley, the person who puts the Game Awards on, has already
Is
said
Neo exclusive?
this.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
for
it is.
PlayStation. Yes, it is.
He said this is going to be the biggest,
Yeah.
for announcements that the Game Awards has ever been. And last year we had some pretty
Well,
big
that's 'cause
announcements.
Xbox is
So Xbox will be there. Yeah. So okay, we'll go around the table real quick. At the Game Awards, what is the number one thing
You're going to hear Fable
you
7
wanna
times.
see?
6 times, sorry.
debuted or shown or teased or whatever at the Game Awards? Your biggest hype moment? What could possibly be there? That's your ultimate hype. Jake?
Another Legend of Zelda game.
Ooh, that would actually be
Yep,
really
I'd be
good.
pretty hype about it. Yep, you're not wrong.
What do you got, Brett?
We're talking. Stop it.
I'd be pretty. Well, I'm not going to take Brennan's, but I'd be pretty hype if Anthem came out and announced, "Hey, we're doing a beta."
Can you pick anything else?
He can't.
Find
He cannot
something
physically-
else to be happy
Listen,
about
listen,
in your
listen,
life.
The
listen,
biggest
listen.
possible hype moment is
More
Anthem's
Anthem.
beta.
We already know when it's coming out.
No,
Are you
if they
serious?
came out and said it's live.
Not even
go
like
play.
a Ghost of Tsushima release date or anything like that.
Anthem.
Hey, I'm Casey Hudson, and we're going to do a beta. He's going to do
Yeah,
backflips.
He's gonna go through the TV.
I would hug him by slamming myself through my television.
Alright, so we all know mine is just Fable, whether
Well,
it be a
see,
Fable reboot or
see,
a
I didn't wanna
Fable
take that
4.
from
The
you.
announcement.
I knew you were going to say that.
Either way, I'm buying it immediately.
Is that really what yours is, though? Is it Fable?
Yeah, I mean, Fable was
no,
like-
it's the Anthem beta.
See, yeah.
John, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Anthem not being announced.
Oh,
So I'm actually quite excited. For that.
they
my
come out.
God.
John doesn't really.
Anthem's
have to
coming
get
out in
excited
2020.
because you know every
Oh my
year a new
God.
Call of Duty's coming out, so
Yeah.
he doesn't care.
He doesn't even have to worry
I mean,
about it.
I wait 3 years for Treyarch, so
Rip.
This is
for
true.
a half
Yeah.
decent
He
one.
does.
Yeah, it's-
So mine, I guess,
It's Anthem, isn't it?
it is not
still
Anthem's
should
beta. I'm
possibly
sorry,
beta.
Brett. It's not that. Mine would be Mortal Kombat 11.
Stop.
Oh my God! It's
Yeah,
not
it's
even
gonna happen, guys.
Mortal
It's I
Kombat
can
11,
feel it. It's
Return
happening.
of God.
The return of Shao Kahn. I got him on my side now.
No,
It's
you
great.
No, he's never gonna come.
Ah,
He just
that's
did
not
it to
happening.
then turn it around.
just
like
wants to
that.
crush me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
It's gonna be 11 seconds.
Build
You're
you
gonna
up,
see
and
Shao
then
Kahn
you're gonna
turn
see
his
his
head.
hammer, and then it's gonna crumble to dust. And that's the end of the tease.
He's gonna turn his
Fades
head.
away.
Ugh.
The little skull mask has like 2 long horns, and it turns into an 11. Boom! There it is.
And then Thanos is gonna snap and he's gonna disappear.
Okay, I hope
Dust.
everybody saw that. If not that announcement, then I would be really hyped to see Final Fantasy VII Remake actual gameplay of it.
Oh my God! This.
Never gonna happen.
That's coming.
Why is this back?
It's coming.
You should
I'm
have
be
seen him
40.
fighting me and Jake about this the other day.
Yeah.
We said
that's
this at E3.
As
This
we
was one of
batted him
our
around.
expected
Yeah.
announcements.
These
that
are my
never
2
happened.
biggest announcements until they happen.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Final Fantasy 15 director departing.
Oh yeah.
No, we didn't.
And-
But we're still going over the news, so what do you got?
All right. Well, I don't know his name. Do you?
There's no way you'd pronounce it even if you knew.
No,
yeah,
it's
it's
actually a
Mr.
pretty-
Tabata.
Yes, Mr. Tabata is correct. He is the lead on the.
He was the
He
lead.
was the
He
lead
was the
director.
lead
He
director
has
for
left.
Final Fantasy
He has
15.
left Square Enix,
All their DLCs remaining were canceled except for Arden. We will still get Arden.
and I believe it's coming in March.
I can't tell you that, but we'll go by what Kevin says. He did leave to pursue his own AAA title. I
Yeah,
believe
actually,
his
he's
own
opening his own
studio-
company.
studio,
Yeah,
yes.
his own studio.
Um,
It's not named yet, but
hopefully it'll be.
Well, it's still very all new. It just occurred over
Recently.
last week.
right, like
Well, last
he
weekend.
he
right?
departed, and the DLC was canceled, and nobody is talking if it is related, unrelated, or whatnot. So
I
I'm
mean,
not going to speculate because it's not for us to do.
It's a
He had
shame,
been
though.
working that. I mean, Final Fantasy 15 came out in 2016. Why they're still making DLC for it to begin with, I have no idea.
Yeah, because
'Cause
I
we
played
wanted
immediately.
Arden?
What do you
I
mean?
mean,
I love the game.
I'm gonna say this
I
right
know,
now.
but I
I'm not
mean,
even
it's
a huge
unheard of.
Final
It's
Fantasy
unheard of
fanboy.
for an RPG to do this. So
Skyrim finished its last DLC in like 2017.
no,
I
Skyrim
would say
just
Mass
keeps
Effect 3
releasing.
posted
No,
like
Skyrim
now,
Alexa?
like
Skyrim just
Dragonborn-
keeps releasing.
Dragonborn came out in like late 2016, I think, and that was like two years after it released, 2015, 2014 for Skyrim.
Yeah.
so.
No, Skyrim I thought was 2012.
I thought it was earlier than
It was
that.
later than that. Earlier than that, yeah.
Oh my
So-
god, that game has been out for so long.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not upset about that because
Really?
this guy, if he was one of the main directors for this game, and this game, Final Fantasy 15, was one of the best games.
Phenomenal.
You want to see what
Yeah.
he's gonna make?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That there's
15
When it's his
in
company.
2016.
some crazy
15,
potential that you
yeah.
could see coming out of that. So
that was my game of the year
As
for
long as he keeps
2016.
Plot
Force
twist.
Strike.
He left because Microsoft said, "Hey, we'll buy your
No,
studio
no, he did not. That is not real.
because we're buying all of it."
And then
will
the merger
literally
happens.
destroy Kevin's soul if this happened.
Not really. I love
little do you know
Microsoft.
he's making a
I'm not-
game that's
You know how
similar
much
to Final
money he
Fantasy
would have
7, but
behind
not
him to
quite.
make whatever
Yeah,
game
that's
he
great.
wanted?
I'm happy that Microsoft
Kevin,
is
I was
finally
just
coming
getting
around
riled.
and
It
getting
worked.
It worked.
into
It's your own fault.
the RPG development because that's something that they have never done. They've always focused on other genres, and for them to get behind RPGs
To be
is
fair,
great.
they really pioneered modern RPGs with Fable, so I'm just gonna.
Pioneer.
No, that's not an RPG. That's an action adventure game.
What? You literally age.
It is
Your
an action
actions
RPG.
decide
Though.
Your choices
everything.
matter.
It is an action RPG.
Yeah, that's not.
It's still
It's
an
an
RPG.
RPG.
It's
no, it's
pretty
not.
heavy RPG elements. You pick your weapons, your class if you use magic.
That's
I
all I
would
got.
say it qualifies.
More sad news.
Oh.
Prima Games shutting down. No more strategy
I hadn't
guys.
heard about that actually.
Yeah, that is actually very sad. I thought. They. Do you guys remember? They were actually founded in 1990.
Wow.
Yeah. They merged with their biggest competitor, Brady Games. Remember them? Brady Games, they did strategy guides, and Prima did them. They merged together in 2015 to try to,
Keep afloat.
yeah, and it's just not working out for them. They said that they've consistently been churning out guides for both print and online, but it wasn't enough to survive what the company called a significant decline. So they will be shutting down.
Google's a monster.
Exactly. Digitally, you're not going to compete.
Yeah.
It's too easy to take a video, 5 minutes, post it, and say, "Hey, look, this is how I exploited."
And
Which, by the way, I will have a cool exploit for Starlink that I have to show you. Remind me later.
Will
Easy
do.
farming.
All right, I will do.
Anyway,
My final piece of news for this week is a hilarious one. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Bethesda's Fallout 76 is not really having such a high reputation right now. And they tried to do something. Tried to do something to get the people behind them or getting a buzz going or whatever you want to call this. I call this a major pile. So this is what happened. Ninja, the rapper Logic, and the cartoon characters Rick and Morty did a live stream of Fallout 76. And it went terribly bad. This
Guys
happened.
there.
This happened,
Yep.
and it was awful.
Take Ninja off of Fortnite. What happens?
Terrible.
It's weird.
It was awful, awkward. Logic didn't even know why he was there.
A lot of salt.
I don't know why he was there either.
He didn't know why. He was like, what is this
Hey,
game?
No one's focusing in on the two
There
cartoon
were
characters
cartoon
in the stream.
characters on
So,
stream.
yes,
What-
actually, they're picture
Not to mention
this.
that's a
Picture the
terrible
screen.
cartoon, but
The backdrop
Excuse
is Fallout 76. The first video window is Ninja. Below him is Logic. Below them, Rick and Morty.
yeah,
side by side.
yeah, they're talking. Yeah,
And that is what you got to see when you were watching the stream.
My.
And it got so awkward because these guys could not talk to each other. Yes, Rick and Morty were actually fully voiced, and they were playing the game. So much so that they had controllers drawn in their hands. However, things were out of sync. So when Rick and Morty were experiencing things, they actually hadn't shown up on the screen yet. So that was actually happening. And there was many, many awkward silences because when Rick and Morty were starting to do their banter, because it was too silent, the other two didn't sometimes get the jokes. So they went
I'm going to be watching this tonight.
clear over their heads.
I will not.
It was just a
I think you
total,
need to
total disaster.
Reorganize your priorities if you want to watch
I
this now.
do
I just
not
want to see the
know-
train wreck happen.
I just don't understand whose idea this was and why it went
Let
forward.
me tell you, Mr.
It's
Fine,
pretty
they shoulda
easy.
hired a great
They
idea.
should have hired TSGG.
Well, you got to understand, they were trying to hit every single big thing they could think of into one stream, and
They-
Yeah, it was
So
a
this
total
is,
failure.
this is how the
Total
marketing went
disaster.
for these guys. They said, let's hit every age group all at the same time. What
Yep.
do we do? Below 30. Let's get
We got Ninja,
Ninja.
got all the kids.
We got it. Okay. We
Got
we
Rick
need,
and Morty?
We need the, we need the,
All the
we need
kids.
the teenagers. What's a really great teenage cartoon? Rick and Morty. Okay, yeah, we got
We
that.
got the teens.
Now we need 20 and up. All right.
Logic.
Rapper
Okay.
Logic.
Now, who do we want to bring in for a rapper? Who's real big right now? Oh, we got Drake. No, Drake was already on the stream with Ninja.
Yeah.
Logic. Yeah,
You
Logic.
can
He's
definitely
good.
tell they were trying to get
What?
that.
What is this combination of people? No, none of them talk to each
They
other.
then
I'm gonna
threw
say
all the
this
money
right
they
there,
Two
had.
of them
though.
are cartoons.
I'll be real though, that is honestly one of the smartest and dumbest things you could ever do.
No,
because
There was nothing
don't say
smart about
No, that's not smart.
This
You
hurts
have
my
a real
soul.
entertainer be up there.
Yes.
But here,
Yes,
hold
you
on.
should.
Think about
No.
this though.
Somebody that
You-
plays video games.
Agreed, but
Well, no, Ninja plays them, but he's
Yeah.
not an entertainer.
Okay, that's the thing.
So that's the thing.
He's
Like
not.
when Ninja starts playing a game, he's playing a video game, and you're just sitting there watching
to
that
be
dude play a video
clear
game.
here.
He's an esports.
He is one of the best gamers in the world.
He's an-
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh,
I would not go that
are
far.
you challenging
think so?
Ninja right
I definitely, if you want to talk about one of the best gamers in the world, it's definitely Shroud.
oh, without a doubt.
Without
I
a
don't
doubt.
He can play
disagree.
any game
Well,
and be good
you-
at it. Without a
you
doubt.
put
Certainly
Ninja
one of the
on.
best Fortnite players in the world.
Oh yeah, you
then.
can go with that, but there's definitely a large amount of people better than him at Fortnite, and that's why he strayed away from the competitive scene because he was getting embarrassed that he couldn't win a tournament in
It was for
Tfue
him.
when I hadn't won every single week, and when Ninja posts a couple clips of him screaming he's supposed to be the best player in the world, but he can't win a big tournament, so he got a little butthurt, and that's why you don't see him
Wowza.
anymore.
But the promotional marketing side of it is still very strong.
Well, he
Yeah.
has gone to that. Is the thing. He's gotten more.
He's not competitive anymore.
I just don't understand. Logic is
Kind of
weird. That's a
Ronda
weird choice
Rousey
for me.
route.
Yeah, that's more of that. Except
Logic was strange.
All of that's a weird pick.
Rick
Rick and Morty.
But I'm pretty
That's
sure the
just
people who
terrible.
What do they
Come
have to
on.
do with video games?
the
Well-
person who voices Rick, I'm pretty sure is
Dan
Well,
Harmon.
I'm
and
pretty sure he's
Justin
he's an
Roiland. They
avid
actually-
gamer.
They make games.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do
Right.
with.
They make video games.
They have the
Right.
Reality.
They got the VR game
Yeah, I
that's
was gonna
really
buy
good.
that.
And I'm
Buy
pretty
that
sure
the
they
other
play
day.
D&D. Like,
So the
Guys,
thing
this was
is,
terrible.
I have to
Why are
know
we trying to
all
defend
of
this
these
at the time?
things to do
Not.
this.
Not trying to defend any of that.
This
No,
is
the-
not.
these-
There's nothing
I
here to
think it was
defend.
awful.
I'm not
that's
defending it.
trash.
I think it
choice.
was
Everything about that just
I think
sounds
they-
awful.
Even if you wanted to have the ninja factor, okay, bring Ninja in, have him play the game, but have him do it his way. Let him like he does his streams, right? Like you said, you bring Ninja in to play the game, and he does obviously talk with his chat and go through that process. Have him do it that way. Don't have this nightmare where you've got none of them can communicate. Two of them are cartoon characters, and you've got all of this going on all at the same time. That's all
it's too many cooks.
exactly. It's all of these timed events, and like
Well,
you
and
said,
these people
Rick
don't
and
know each
Morty
other.
Are laughing at something that never occurred. Like it
Well,
hasn't
no,
even happened on the
it
screen
will
yet.
occur,
It
and
just
then
hasn't happened
Just
yet.
later.
Yeah,
and like these people don't know each other. They just threw them on a stream together.
Right, exactly.
So
No
they're supposed to talk and have banter, and they don't. And one of the things that Ninja's known for is not having banter because he gets focused in the moment and
Right.
playing the game. So when he's sitting there playing Fallout, like he's playing it and he's good at it, but
right.
he's
To be
Ninja.
fair, It's
he's
hard
not.
to be
away
bad at Fallout.
Yeah.
Let's make that real clear. Fallout's not a hard game.
It's just,
Shroud
in my
is very
opinion,
good at
what
everything.
that
Shroud.
cost Bethesda, I don't know.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
how
but
it's
it's
so much.
way too much for
Yes.
what they got in return.
I'm pretty sure Logic's on tour right now, so he would have had to come off tour to do this too. So that's more money that you're thinking. Put that into the game,
Disappointing.
please.
You know what
Very.
you should do? Maybe don't do this garbage multiplayer add-on for Fallout 4.
All right, stop
and,
it.
make
Enough
an
out of
actual
that.
full Fallout game. That's just an idea.
No, we were so excited about the multiplayer. Don't play that off. They
just not
took
what we
Fallout
want.
4 and put multiplayer on it. They didn't make
Actually,
a
I would have been
multiplayer
okay
game.
with that.
They didn't make a
I would not have
multiplayer
been.
game though.
I would have been okay with that if they did that rather than what they're doing now. Because I don't like the route it's going, but I'll check back in a year and see how it is. Our final piece of news for
Is
the
it
day
Destiny now?
is about Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Ash is here.
Well, she's semi here. She's in quick play. She's on console. She's incredible. She's my favorite person in the world. Sorry, Brennan. Sorry, Hannibal.
I understand.
Ash is my new favorite.
Even I'm
person.
good at
Sorry,
Overwatch
Jake.
playing
Oh.
her, so that's saying something.
You're not on the list.
I have a chance.
Why am I not on the list?
You're first,
On your
but
s-
you're like
I'm quite
next tier. You're
disappointed.
0, the number 0.
Oh, you're 0. You're even better.
She's
I don't
just
feel like it.
she's so fun to play. She's so mobile, a DPS. She's a hit scan, so she's automatically so fun because that dink noise, there's nothing better than that, honestly, of hitting a headshot in Overwatch. She completely changes the meta that's been overrun by goats, which is basically, if you guys don't know, if you don't play Overwatch, 3 tanks, 3 healers, and it's just it ruined the game. A lot of streamers, a lot of players are taking breaks from the game because you just can't do anything into it. And
What did you call the new meta? Is it called?
goats?
Mash.
Oh yes. So the new meta is Mash. Hopefully, she changes it. Mercy and Ash. Mercy did get a rework a little bit, but the reason that this meta can help fight goats is that the whole point of goats is staying really grouped up with your healers, grouped up with your tanks, so that the enemy team can't do enough damage, and you basically roll over them. So far, the only comp that you can run against goats is goats. That's the only way to beat it. Ash, what she does a large amount of concentrated damage with her dynamite. And if you have Mercy, the reason that Mercy is in this is because her damage boost comboed with the dynamite is huge damage. It's like almost double, like 300 damage, which over time, and it's a demon damage over time as well for the burn effect. So these
A one shot
For
every
the-
healer.
yeah, you can one shot anybody. Her headshot does 170 damage or something like that already. But with the damage boost, she's one shotting every squishy in the game. She's basically a Widowmaker that doesn't have to aim for as long as Widow does. She doesn't have to charge her shots. She's more mobile while aiming down the scopes, where Widow kind of just slow walks while aiming down the scopes. She has a boop mechanic that allows her to be completely mobile. She can move all around the map, and if a tank does try to dive her, a Winston, a Diva, she can just knock them away from her.
Explain to our audience what a boop
Okay,
mechanic
so
is?
boop is a boop mechanic is like if you don't play Overwatch, it's basically a knockback. So Lucio has a boop where you get up close to him and you knock them back away,
It's great for ledge kills.
and you can knock them off maps and things. But hers is kind of, it has double feature because hers not only knocks them away but knocks you away from them to give you space, to create space for her shots, which leads to really cool kind of flying back headshots, which I had to show the boys a few times earlier.
No, I did
How
not
that
see
was
it.
done. Yeah, it's
You
a
didn't,
lie.
oh, you didn't get to see that.
No, I did not see it.
Oh, you didn't see it?
Oh,
He
you
wasn't
didn't.
here
Oh,
yet.
you
I
just
should have
That's
not-
weird.
showed you.
It's pretty
Weird
good.
how I did
I was
not
gonna
see
say,
it.
or were you just not paying attention?
No, I just didn't see it.
I could have showed you. It was play of the game.
Must have missed it.
Just missed it.
Yeah, weird. But so she can change the meta, and it's something that's really cool to see because of the way that it is right now.
He also loves her. So
Oh yeah.
The
I also
question
love
to me, though, remains
her. What?
why is it when an enemy is standing completely still, you can't
Oh
hit
my
them?
God.
But when they're furiously
When they're
moving
zigzagging.
all over the place, you headshot like crazy.
I think it's just because I'm used to playing comp.
he was in quick play.
So
there
hopefully
were all
people,
bad.
yeah, they're so.
He was
not-
turning corners, and there's people just
I couldn't hit them.
Stand
for the life
AFK,
of me.
just
I think-
standing there.
I honestly don't know. I don't know if it's because I expect them to move. I expect them to do something, but they just kind of stand. Or when they run in a complete straight line at me, and I miss every shot because I'm like, what are you doing? What are you running in a straight line at me for?
There was an instance he shot left and then right, and the person did not
They
move.
didn't move. I
Didn't
wasn't-
even know they were being shot at.
Oh, then they started jumping and running. Headshot.
Headshot.
I learned that, I guess.
I don't know. I can't.
He was shooting
explain
at
that.
them to prompt them to move so he can shoot a moving
exactly.
target. That's what that
Run,
was.
run. Yeah, now I can hit you.
I don't know
So
what it is.
Warning
with the addition of Ash also came what they're calling the remaster of Overwatch, which required an uninstall and a reinstall of the application itself for consoles. So we are,
With 19 extra gigabytes, I think was the total of the update.
yeah. The total client, though, I'd have to look because part of it was to reduce the size. Overall. So
Well, it kind of streamlined their graphics engine,
Yeah.
improved it, and streamlined it at the same time. So, because that was one of their main issues, was that their engine was having some struggles keeping up because of the additions to the game, as well as the fast pace that it has created. And also, they mentioned I can't remember the developer's name actually, but he mentioned at BlizzCon that was one of the main questions they get asked is about PvE.
Yeah.
And
that's Jeff Kaplan.
yeah, and he mentioned that the reason that they don't have a PvE is because of the fact that their engine just couldn't keep up with it. The one that the game was created with couldn't
Just
keep
say
up.
story mode.
Sorry,
campaign.
story mode, campaign,
Well,
PvE, whatever.
Even so, I don't know if they actually do come out with a campaign. It
I
just
hope so.
might be a PvE instance type thing.
I
Right.
feel like they're just wasting all the backstory on these characters.
Well, I
They have it
don't-
all there.
There's so much.
Show it
There's
to me.
so
expect
much.
it
There's
because
so
I
much.
expect a story mode because I expect something massive to come with Echo.
Like,
Uh,
did you guys played? You guys were playing. Well, I know you were when we played the Omnic Rising event,
Mhm.
and we got to play Tracer's very first mission in Overwatch.
Yeah.
That cinematic essentially is your very first campaign mission,
Yeah,
then
and from
Reaper
there
have,
on,
you've got
and
Retribution.
you got Retribution.
Junkenstein's
Like from
Revenge,
there
they have
on,
all of
well,
these
Junkenstein's kind of like
That's
a
more
Halloween
like
thing,
Halloween.
but
Yeah,
Holiday
but
season.
it's not. It's just more PvE content that proves that they can do it. But it's
you could tell a full story
yeah.
this way and do these events.
Yeah, without a
Oh yeah.
problem.
Well, you've seen the cinematics that they put out for McCree for
I mean, not doing events, but like a campaign,
like an actual
Yeah.
story
Like an
mode.
actual
Yeah,
structured-
you've seen the lore that they've put out for the characters. They want them to have a backstory. So I really do expect a story mode. I think it's something that the community has been begging for forever. And the response they do get during the events, like you're saying, the Omnic Uprising and things, they get huge response. People come back to the game for them.
I mean, like Anna and Soldier, as far as parents, and
Yeah, and there's all kinds of things
yeah,
like that.
it's insane.
Anytime, I'm not actually sure about this, but anytime you hack Brig, she says, "Mom, stop" to Sombra, and I don't know if that's a relative thing,
What?
but that's her voice line when you
Really?
hack Brig. Yeah, she.
Are
like-
you sure?
Are
Yeah,
you sure you're not like misinterpreting that?
No,
Yeah.
I have no
They're
idea.
definitely not.
She's saying like, "Come on, stop." Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, but like that's all I hear every time. So I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of lore that's kind of murky about Brig, because I know she's Reinhardt's daughter, but she was raised by Torbjorn. There's a lot of lore there that's not.
That's
You know anything about this?
no, that's a sugar dad moment there. If that's the case.
Sugar daddy?
And that's not acceptable. So I hope that's not the case.
What?
That's
Oh,
what
the
she
Sombra,
says.
right?
That
Yeah,
wouldn't make sense. They look like they're the same
I
age.
play Sombra.
Yeah, they kind of
so
look
often.
like the same age. Though.
Yeah.
And I don't know. No, okay, so that's funny. That's
I
the
mean,
funny thing
Ana
about
and Farah
Overwatch.
look the same age
Anna
too,
is
but-
69 years old apparently in Overwatch.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, so
So that's just
she
the art
firing that
direction.
sniper rifle
It's
from a
just-
wheelchair or what?
Yeah. Well, she
So-
just keeps hitting that heel.
supposedly they're
Heal those joints.
I mean, Mercy's pretty old too. I'm
Got
pretty
a
sure.
nano boost
yes,
herself
they're,
for the
they're
day.
quite old, so they don't really look.
Wait,
their
how old is Mercy?
age. I'd have to check. Overwatch has it all on their website. You can actually go check that. Soldier, I think, is like
Soldier's
something crazy.
You can tell Soldier's old.
Yeah, you
He's
can
a
tell.
super-
He's
He's not
yeah.
wearing his.
Yeah, but he's a
his,
super soldier. I
like,
think he's like
captain
75
skin.
years old.
He
It's
looks
Yeah, he
old.
looks
something
old.
insane
Yeah, he
like
does.
that. But
Oh, she's 37, so she's not that old.
well,
Who?
37.
Mercy still
does
doesn't
not
look
look
37.
37.
No, she doesn't. She looks like she's 20.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So
Old Hammond.
he's,
No,
they,
he's 10,
have that.
actually.
He must not last very long.
He's
He's a
savage.
genetically engineered hamster, my guy.
Yeah.
He's
So
got
the
some
the
years
lore
on
is
Let's see.
the lore is there for them to have a story mode. I'm really excited to see what they do with that code.
How
Jeff
old,
Kaplan has
Hammond?
come out and said she's not Hero 30 because that was everybody's first thought. It was definitely mine. I talked about it.
I mean,
Um,
why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, because she's in the same cinematic as Hero 29.
Yeah.
But it was everybody's first thought, and he knew it, and he came out all excited. Yeah, she's not Hero 30. We have something huge planned for her, and that was it. And then 2 weeks after BlizzCon, this huge update drops that says, "Hey, we're streamlining this. We're refurbishing. This is now our remaster of the game
Remaster,
of Overwatch." I've noticed a few small changes so far.
Well, they had a multitude of bug fixes,
Yeah.
stuff like that they wanted to
map
put
fix-
in that you're not
Apparently,
going to
they
be
were
able to
fixing
see.
every glitch in the map in the game.
Yeah.
That's what the thing said was because there are a few widow spots that you can get to that are you can't get hit basically. Apparently, they were fixing all of those, but then as they've also made a few aesthetic changes, like when you have capture the point maps. At the top of the screen, it used to have 1s and 0s or 2s and 0s. It now has circles that fill in as you capture points. So there's quite a few changes that have been made, and I just want to play Ash, to be honest. So
I don't blame you.
she's
And
so
her
much
skins
fun.
are pretty cool too. So,
Yep.
Anybody else have any other news they want to talk about before we move on?
No, I have one question for
Yeah, what you got?
Overwatch.
Go for it.
It's, how long do you think they can survive just recycling heroes?
What do you mean recycling?
Like adding on to that hero base before they have to make something else?
Apparently, they've said they have 6 more is their plan.
6 more and then they're all...
Yes, and
Well, then
that's it?
Overwatch 2 is.
And Overwatch 2 is going to be a thing?
possibly. They
Well, they
haven't
could-
mentioned Overwatch 2 at all, but apparently there are 6 more heroes.
Okay. Because you don't... when you add too
Right.
many heroes, some of them
gonna-
don't
To
get the
be
love.
fair,
Like Smite. Smite has 100.
survived
Yes.
doing
Right,
that,
yeah.
So.
Well, that's
And
my
League of
thing.
Legends
Like,
and so on.
the way this is tailored more towards that.
Well, they said they want the tanks and the supports to match the number of DPS that are in the game
Right.
right now. So they
I don't
They have
Fine,
foresee.
because I want more DPS.
I don't foresee an Overwatch 2. I
No?
just see Overwatch continuing to go, yeah, we'll go look at it. You got the league, you have
League is
all the
huge.
competitions that happen. I
I'm not
see
saying
them
it's happening
ever
now, but
evolving the game like what they're doing right now with this remaster. They're opening up avenues that they
Right.
can expand upon, yet keep the name. Because it's hard to market and establish the scene
again,
again.
well, they
Right.
just announced I think 4 or 5 new teams for the Overwatch League,
Yeah.
so which brings them to
Like,
13.
it's still growing. So to abandon ship and do a
Yeah,
new
it doesn't make
thing
sense.
doesn't make sense. And that's why League of Legends, Dota 2, stuff like that,
Those are still huge in
CS:GO
esports.
is still played.
Yeah.
And they're not you don't make a sequel because you just in Rainbow Six Siege they just announced 2 more operators, I think they call them over there.
Constantly.
Yeah,
Constantly.
so they're just ever growing and making changes, and this remaster update cements that they're going to continue on.
That's good.
How many
I enjoy the game.
how many heroes
honestly.
total you'll end up with? There's no way in hell.
The problems they run into.
A nice round 50 wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any complaints as long as they maintain
lot
the
of
way
heroes.
the way
is.
they're changing each hero though that they're adding. Like, look, nobody expected a Hammond. Hammond completely is just different.
Nobody
Hey.
expected Ash either.
Brig, Ash, they characters, they all do so much different that it doesn't feel stale. The only problems they run into is when they come up with like comps like goats ruin the game because it's not they're not. I don't want to say they're no skill characters, but they're not fun to play. You're playing 3 tanks, 3 healers, and you're just not having fun.
It's just balancing issues.
Yeah, and it's just, and that's where you would need other heroes. Like, people have tried every comp they possibly can, and if you're that much better than the other team, you can beat them with DPS against goats. It's just very, very hard.
They're missing a big market by not having PvE in there.
Yep.
Because there's a huge PvE market that they could.
I'd play the game
Get-
if there was PvE.
Me too. I would be all
'Cause
over.
the
That'd be
heroes
one
are
of
fun to
my
play.
number one
It's
games.
not
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, they're great to play. Their abilities are fantastic. The artwork in this game is stellar. It's Blizzard.
Story is nice too.
Yeah.
The stories that
And
they
so
have for you.
give us that
Oh, yeah,
story
the
to play.
cinematics they show us
The
are
cinematics are
incredible.
incredible. I wish you could go into the game and watch these cinematics instead of having to
Yeah,
go to
new
YouTube
feature,
or something. I understand it would take up more
Oh, yeah,
space or
huge.
whatever. They'd have to set up a server
Yeah.
that you could
Call of
watch
Duty
it
has
from
so you can watch the backstory of each specialist.
anytime.
But do they have a
Yeah.
campaign? No.
No, well,
Oh,
it's-
that's their answer, really.
the closest
It's the
thing.
Specialist.
Oh,
We're gonna get into Call of Duty in a little bit, though.
Don't worry about it.
So, any other news? Anybody?
No, let's move on.
Now we're gonna get into our first main feature, which is the XO18 event that occurred last weekend. There's quite a bit of things that went down in here, and then I'll just go through the list of everything that happened. If you want to talk about something, go ahead and
What are you doing?
stop
What?
me. Go ahead and stop
hot.
me if you
Jake
want to
just
talk about something.
Stripped his shirt off.
You didn't have to tell the audience.
Oh, my
they need to know.
goodness.
They need to know?
to know what was just happening in this small room.
Okay, so XO18 was in Mexico City,
Mhm.
and they started off the show with Crackdown 3.
Oh, is it finally coming?
Crackdown 3 is coming, and they debuted a new multiplayer mode
I can't
Called-
be critical of Microsoft.
Well
You're
done.
welcome.
that was
The first
Criticism?
and last.
Okay, I didn't go deep
You
into
know what
it.
they
You
did,
want me
though?
to? I'm
Wow.
sick of the constant delays
Do you
in
know
this
what
game.
they did though? They gave it away for free.
no.
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
It's in Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, then yes.
All right, let me get through this. You whisper.
Only
It costs you
$10 a
10
month.
cents.
So,
No, there's their Black Friday sale, which I'm going to announce real quick. You can buy your first month of Game Pass and another month of Xbox Gold Live for $1.
yes.
So get Game Pass.
Game Pass, $1 is for new subscribers.
Yes.
Yes.
I said your first month, didn't I?
I don't know what you said.
Okay. Continue.
So, multiplayer mode, brand new. It's called Wrecking Zone. And in this, they showed off a gameplay demonstration of it. The entire map is destructive. And I have to tell you, this game looks really polished now.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All of a
Crackdown
sudden, this game went from looking like, is this going to come out, to this needs to come out. Because that Wrecking Zone mode looks so cool. Like, an example, somebody can be running on like a catwalk, and you can just minigun the whole thing down and just make them drop. Like, and everything is destructible. And they're calling this cloud destruction. So their cloud service is part of the game now. And I think you're going to see that going forward from now on for most games. This is, like you said, day one on Game Pass, and the release date is February 15th, 2019.
It is an Xbox exclusive,
It is.
which is why it's free on Game Pass.
Yep.
Or included in Game Pass anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
And so they started off the show right with that. And then up next, who else? Phil Spencer. But this time he was more casual. He was
Leather
wearing a
jacket.
fleece
He didn't have
jacket.
his leather jacket.
Fleece jacket.
Fleece
Phil
jacket
came
casual
out.
Phil was there hanging out in the
It's 'cause it was
crowd.
a live stream, boys.
And he
he just wanted to chillax, you know.
Yeah, he was
enjoy his
hanging out.
crowd.
he was hanging out there, and he had a lot of things to say. Here's a quote. He said, "Being here is bringing families together. Look at this support. And when he did that, he pointed to the crowd, and they went nuts. And they just kept cheering, and it took moments before he could begin speaking, and his face got all red. He was blushing.
That's why he wore the fleece jacket, by the way.
And then he
could
said-
appear fatherly for
Yeah.
his.
Then he goes, he's pointing at them, and he goes, "This is what gaming is all about." And they freaked out again. And then he talked a bit more, and he said,
a crowd.
yeah, he does.
Phil knows how.
But he said that he's proud of everything that they've been doing and what they've done, Game Pass, etc. And he said he's actually going to be focusing more himself on Windows support for bringing it into gaming, because he said it's kind of a disaster right now. So he's taking the lead on that, and he's going to be changing up the way that the Windows Store looks and everything, and he wants to make it more friendly for gamers. So look forward to those changes. For anybody I don't game on Windows, so I don't know how bad it is, but when the
It's not
boss
great.
is telling you it's bad and that his mission is to fix it, be prepared for some significant changes. Up next, Kingdom Hearts 3 had a world premiere trailer and a panel.
Oh my! I was
With
so excited for this.
Shinji
Probably too
Hashimoto
excited.
of Square Enix.
There's no too excited.
I think I was too excited.
Quick side note here.
Yeah.
We did confirm that Kingdom Hearts 3 PS Pro Edition is Japan only.
Yes,
Oh,
we
really?
did, yes.
That's unfortunate.
It was
That's
on
so
their
beautiful.
website. I've actually spoken with GameStop employees who said that even for them to order it for the store, it was on Square Enix's website for maybe 3 hours, and then it was
Gone.
already gone.
Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful piece, so I can see why.
incredible! So unfortunate, but that's the second time we've had that
Physically
happen.
hurts me.
So we got that trailer, and then Shinji Hashimoto of Square Enix was
say that
on
trailer and
stage.
not talk about it.
Well, he talked about it. I was going to say
Oh,
what
okay.
he said.
Oh.
And he talked about bringing
keep
puzzles
him in
into
mind.
the game in the 100-acre woods. Yes, the Winnie the Pooh
Winnie the
was,
Pooh.
and the 100-acre woods
I
was shown
stupid
off in the
excited
trailer.
when they said
I just want to meet Eeyore.
that. He's
He-
there.
Kind of embodies me as a character.
Yeah, so they're all the
It's
puzzles
actually
that you're
Jake.
expecting are actually
are
going to
Eeyore.
be in the 100-acre woods, and they showed off a very nice sword fight on the Black Pearl. So yeah, this game is just going to be so good. I'm ready for it.
I
And
can't even. How many? Have
This
we
is
seen
January.
So far? We've seen Toy Story. We've seen Monsters Inc. We've seen
Pirates of
Winnie
the
the Pooh.
Caribbean.
We've seen Pirates
Tangled.
of the Caribbean.
Tangled, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so hyped. For
Oh,
Tangled.
there's
And now
Favorite
Winnie the
Disney
Pooh with the
movie.
100-acre woods
Mhm.
being a place where you can go and play fantastic-looking puzzle games.
You can't. It's gonna be so good.
They look so fun. I can't
Are
say
there
anything.
rewards? Do we know?
Don't know
I
about
would
that, but I'm
imagine
imagining
there-
there probably is, yeah. He finished by announcing backwards compatibility for the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, and also said that Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, 10-2, and 12 are all coming to Xbox One. Shinji finished by taking a selfie with the crowd. He was very excited to be there, and that's very, very important that somebody representing Square Enix is on stage at a Microsoft event enjoying themselves in that way. It just means many things in the future. Sea of Thieves was next, and they had a trailer and a panel for their new PvP mode called the Arena. This is a new competitive mode that is separate from their adventure mode. So if you haven't played Sea of Thieves, you log in and you choose adventure mode, and that's the game that you're playing now. And when this one comes out, when you log in, you actually select the arena. So it's completely separate.
As a leaderboard.
This will be a free update in 2019, and they have currently over 5 million players. And I have to tell you that the crowd went absolutely insane for this game. Like, I didn't realize how popular this game was because of the kind of the bad rap that it got. But man,
From us.
Kind of a pirate sandbox is how it's.
yeah.
The
That's what
thing
it
I
is.
want is weapons that matter.
And this
Trick
is a
Curry.
Game Pass game as well.
Yes, yes,
Well,
it is.
'cause
And the
it's
arena
Xbox.
is a
Did
free
you guys
update.
actually play any of it?
I have
played
not.
it for a little bit, but it's.
I jumped in for about approximately 20 minutes, and I said, "Well, this game is not mine, and I don't want to play it ever again."
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so the only thing that the game ever really bolstered is that everything is cosmetic. So you're not earning anything to achieve any edge over an opponent.
nothing changes.
It's literally just looking prettier than the opponent will. You guys, duke it out. And it's all PvP. There's There's
Lots
an
of skeletons.
environment.
Well, they
of
did add.
skeletons.
The,
I mean,
the
there's-
last two.
Yeah, they've
updates
had
added more.
expansions.
There's
yeah.
environments and story, but mainly it's you park your boat someplace, and then when you come back, hope the boat doesn't explode.
Did you play alone?
No, I played with a crew.
Who was the crew?
Yeah,
Like,
really
was it
good.
friends or did
Yeah,
you
it
join
was,
up with people?
Yeah, it was friends.
And you didn't have a good time?
I hated it.
You need better friends, my man.
Hated it.
Well,
It
Come
has
play
no-
with us.
I don't know,
I'm good.
man.
You don't think it's that? You don't think we would even have fun?
We can try. It
We
as a
would
group.
have fun because we joke around, but that would be more just because we have fun and joke around as a group.
And
than
we'd
about the
have
game.
synergy because we are able to communicate with each other.
Synergy, your word of the day, my guy.
You've used it quite a few times.
No,
the
correlation
19th
is what
time
I've
I've heard it
used.
today.
Correlate is actually what I've been using a lot. But
What?
I don't think the game is. Thanks for that input, John. I don't think the game itself is bad. I just don't think it's exactly our style of game. We love RPGs. We love looters.
I love
we
working
It's true.
for
When I-
things, and
when
you
I-
don't really
I-
earn anything in this.
when okay, so Monster
But
Hunter
it's
World,
different now, though.
We don't. Do weapons have damage now?
they do not.
Exactly.
You know
But
what
this
they
is
are?
not Monster
Static.
Hunter.
It
This
still
is
doesn't
different.
have to be monster.
It's
It's
still-
just all cosmetic based.
Yeah.
It
well,
does require skill, and that's where this competitive mode comes from. Is it does you
So
are sailing your ship,
Run up to him and
you are
shotgun him in
com-
the face, or
competition,
that's the end.
What they showcased in the trailer for Arena was more like naval ship battles.
naval combat. Yeah,
Oh, exciting!
Yeah,
the
it actually
problem
is.
is that
Can you swim over to their ships and board?
You
them?
can.
You can,
That
yes.
sounds pretty cool.
Hopefully you don't
It
get.
does.
Hopefully you
It
don't
does.
get
It
killed
sounds
by a
really
shark.
cool.
And this is one of my
Well, they added
all-time
the
favorite
Megalodon in
like
there
developers.
as,
Rare made this game, so
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna jump
The
in.
game as a whole is not bad.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
just
saying it's-
not our style.
I'm not saying it's
The fact
awful.
that
I'm
I
just
haven't
saying
tried.
I'm
you
not
put a
going
lot
to play
of time
a game.
into this, and you don't really get better. That's kind of a
Let me tell you something. Rare
There's
made
no-
one of
there's
my
no carrot.
all-time favorite games. Do you know what that is?
What?
It was a Nintendo 64. It's called Diddy Kong Racing. It's amazing.
Ugh.
This is, by the way, his championship that he has for TSGG Group Play.
Yeah, the current
is on
reigning champion.
The Super Nintendo Classic, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because
Reigning.
back in the 20s when Kevin was
Stop.
born, that's all he had.
Kevin's a
Okay,
damn
so that
dinosaur.
Sea of
That's what
Thieves,
we're
and
talking
then next up was Jump Force. Had a world exclusive trailer
Can't wait.
showcasing Goku in his Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation.
Who cares about that? They should've
Also,
shown Yugi.
Golden
showed
Frieza
Yugi
transformation.
at this, yeah.
So these
They
ultimate
didn't show
versions.
Yugi's awakening or
No.
transformation.
No, they have not.
we don't know if
which-
that's a thing.
That is a
It
thing.
definitely
It
is.
is.
All
It is.
confirmed. I've
Hmm.
watched so
And
many of these videos.
I'm more excited for how does Swords of Revealing Light work for that?
Hey,
Because he can do it. Like
Okay, so hold on a second. Let me get through this and then we'll
Never
discuss
mind, I
something.
guess.
Also, I got another cool thing that you'll love.
Wait.
I'm going to. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Snappy.
the transformation and Golden Frieza are part of the game, so they're having their ultimate forms. The developer was there, and they did this in more like a crowd thing, and then the developer said something to me, or not to me, but said something that to me sounded like my interest level came down a little bit. Yeah, the developer said, even though you're going to have these ultimate forms and stuff like that, the controls don't worry about not being able to be good at the game, because the controls are the same for all characters. It's just that they perform different abilities.
Yeah, it's just different combos, but with the same buttons.
No. It's not combos.
Yeah, you can combo. I've watched gameplay, my guy.
Eh,
It's all about skill. You just got to time it when the invincibility frames are. You can take
I
half
don't
a
know,
health
that
bar in a
doesn't-
single combo.
I don't know. To me, that just rubbed me the wrong way. It just seems
I mean,
lazy.
it's not MK.
It's not MK
But-
where you
It's
have
not
to
MK.
do different combinations. Oh, sorry.
Swords of Revealing Light.
But,
It's not
I
MK
mean-
where you have to do the different combinations, but it is.
You also have to find which moves work with each
Yeah.
character, because
Yeah.
the same buttons are the different abilities, but some of the characters' abilities really aren't that good, aren't what you're gonna want to use in certain situations. I'm gonna use Ichigo always because he looks so OP, it's insane.
Ichigo is awesome.
From Bleach.
This game
So,
releases
don't love
February 15th, 2019. Jake, what were you saying about your light?
Oh well, I was just gonna wonder how it worked.
How what works?
Swords of Revealing Light.
It's a card.
It's from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
the magic card.
Yeah, it's the one that stops
Flips
somebody
everything.
stops somebody from moving. That's what it does. It stops them from going anywhere. It freezes them in place.
Is that confirmed power?
Well, in the game it is.
Right. Well, characters
Jump
have
Force? I
multiple
I don't know
things.
what it does in Jump Force.
Wait, is it a confirmed power?
Yeah, I
in
think
Jump
so.
Force?
I think that's one of his abilities because it's one of his like known
Took me
cards.
So long to get my.
Like the Bleach characters all have entire lists of
Bunch of-
abilities that they could do.
I mean,
And
he
we
just
don't
has
know.
cards.
We don't know what's going to be in there. So
What do you think the odds are of My Hero Academia making an appearance?
Ooh.
I think it's too late.
You think so?
Maybe
I think we know the roster.
Disagree.
I think it's super popular right now, and I think they'll definitely be in
I
the
think
game.
you're gonna see Deku.
Is that Shonen Jump?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. No, it is.
Well, Fairy Tale is too, and they're
I've
not in it.
planned
So.
all of this
DLC
ahead of
characters,
time.
I'm sure.
Not
DLC,
too.
maybe.
Spring on him.
Yeah,
Ayo,
Natsu.
Natsu would be dope.
Ray.
Urza.
Urza would be sick. Requip. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Kajil?
goodness.
Yeah.
Kajil? Could you even
Could
say
you?
his name?
I don't.
don't-
It's been a
yeah.
very
The
long
Steel
time
Dragon. You weren't
since I've
even
watched
close.
it.
Loctus.
Okay.
I would love
Loctus.
Loctus. I was just thinking that.
The Dark Wizard.
Gramps. Give me Gramps.
No, I know who you're talking about.
The one who uses the.
I was about to do some major spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
don't-
jump off
Don't,
that. But
don't do that.
I mean, to be fair, if anybody hasn't watched any of it for a long time,
it starts with a Z. Zareth? Yeah, Dark Wizard Zareth.
Anyway, yeah,
The
there's a
main
lot of
antagonist
possible
of the show.
characters here.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. So
But that one is
that'd be
definitely gonna
dope.
be in there.
That
that
My
would
Hero
be great.
Academia.
But I'm like
100% be in
One Piece has the majority of the roster here.
They had like 3 characters.
No,
got
they have
the,
like 6.
Stretchy arm guy.
They got like
Sorry,
6.
I'm not a One Piece fan. They have 6?
Yeah. Yeah, because they got
Well, the thing is,
They
I
have
don't
almost
know
all of
any
his
those
crew.
characters.
yeah, like the whole crew's there. Plus, like Blackbeard is there and stuff.
so maybe we'll see them as DLC, which would be.
That's
I'd
very
still be
possible.
okay with that.
Yeah,
depending on the
absolutely.
price point.
Well, I mean,
They'll probably
they're
do, like, an
hugely
expansion
popular
character.
right now. My Hero Academia has
Gigantic.
blown up. It's
Love
just
it.
huge. People who aren't anime fans are into this show, and I don't.
You
I
like My Hero Academia, John?
I've never seen it. Is that the one with like Detroit Smash or something like
Yeah,
that?
that's
Is that one? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
I am
I've
not
never
a fan
seen
of this show.
anything about it.
I forgot what his name was.
I just know that that's what
All
Logan
Might.
Rice says when he kills people.
Okay.
So,
That's
so
enough reason not to like the show right there.
it was pretty quick about the Jump Force, and then they stayed right there in that crowd, and the host took back over, and he was holding a Xbox One X because it was their 1-year birthday, and they had a little party hat on it. It was like, happy birthday to Xbox One X, and then he walked over to a kid and gave it to him. He
Merry
gave a kid
Christmas.
an Xbox One X, and that kid didn't know what to do.
Can I be that
It's my
kid?
birthday Xbox One X.
So, I mean, to me, that was a standout moment
I
of
would
this
keep
show.
the hat on it forever.
They kept the
This
hat
is
on
your
it when they
hat.
gave it to him. He didn't know what to do.
I would name it.
That kid would have been freaking out.
And then they took the kid, like, they were like, come with us. And I think they let him out so that he
Took a different turn.
safely kept it. You know what I mean? Well,
Kicked him
so
out.
nothing happened to him. Like, you know, they're not just going to leave him there in a crowd. Here's your Xbox One X. Good luck to you.
Hope that makes it.
And then after that, State
Good
of
luck,
Decay.
kiddo.
State of Decay 2 had a developer talk. They currently have 4 million players, and the Zed Hunter
hop back into
update
that.
is coming soon. And a bunch of new weapons and stuff like that. And then they teased next year there's going to be a massive update. And the developer said a word, and the crowd freaked out. So I'm assuming it's something that
What
was
the word?
prior. I don't remember.
Nothing.
Doesn't
Not
matter.
very helpful.
I never played State of Decay, so none of this made any sense to
You
me.
just said the word, and
I don't know.
I'm sure I could have flowed
He
through
said it in, like,
We're
the
both
crowd was
Googling
like,
it right
they
now.
freaked
Let's
out,
read it
so it
first.
must be something that was in previous
Was it a name
game. I don't know.
by chance?
Maybe.
Just a word.
We'll Google it.
But it was a hint at the future update for next year, so people are prepared for that, I guess. I don't know. Anything about you played State of Decay 2? What'd you think
1
about
and
that?
2. Fantastic game.
And that's another one that's on Game Pass as well.
I actually liked 1 more, but to be fair, 2 had just come out recently, so when I stopped playing, so I'm sure the updates have made it better than it was, and it was already a good game, so
Yeah. I think the Zed Hunter update is adding vehicles too, different types and stuff like
they're
that.
already
So
cars.
like more like ATV
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that. So check into it. I think it's coming. I think they said that one's coming this year, and then the
All
major
I see
one's
is,
coming next
Trumbull
year.
Valley.
Trumbull Valley.
That's
That's
the
what he
word?
said. Yeah, that's what he said.
Trumbull Valley was the setting of the first game.
Yeah, it says
Okay.
you will be able to return. He teased that players will be able to return to Trumbull Valley in 2019.
People
God,
freaked
can I
out.
Save the characters from the last game.
He didn't say anything. That's all he said. He said, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm just going to tease the
I would have been freaking out too.
Yeah, the crowd went
This,
crazy.
by the way, came directly from GameSpot's website. So we appreciate you, GameSpot, for the quick response.
Lovely. Then they moved on to Just Cause 4 had a trailer. This game just looks so gorgeous.
It's just all about mass destruction.
Oh, it
in
is,
that
it
game.
is. They actually had a
fun.
panel discussing features of it, and the developer was up there, and he said some crazy reaction of what you can do, and he was like, yeah, and then you can just switch it over, and it's got rocket launchers, and somebody in the crowd screamed, why? And he stopped, and he looked at him, and he goes, just cuz. That was pretty cool. I thought. So that happened. Then
He said it. He
After
said
that-
the name.
after that, they
Like
said
a bad movie quote.
they gave away in-game items for Sea of Thieves and Forza Horizon 4 to anybody watching on Mixer.
Oh, could have got the Bugatti.
So
No,
Like-
you couldn't have.
this is just another thing. Like Microsoft is having this event. They give away an X to a kid, and then for people that aren't there, they're giving away items.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which for them is peanuts, but it's like
it's still it's the gesture.
Exactly. They're showing how much
Garners
they
a lot of
appreciate.
goodwill.
Yeah,
They
and
appreciate their fans.
PlayStation better come back, and Sony better come back with that comeback, though.
so it was just like an overlay
the
that
PSX.
said go to log
wait.
into Mixer, and they showed the items that you could receive. And then they went into Devil May Cry 5, had a developer diary.
There's now
And-
a $25,000 leather jacket.
No,
Edition.
it was a developer
More
diary.
leather.
All of the leathers.
The same developer and translator that you've seen at Gamescom and at E3 on stage, and they replayed those moments. And this one, they were actually in Osaka, Japan, and they were at Capcom Studios, and they debuted a new mode called The Void, which is a practice
God.
arena
Yep.
with enemy selections and all kinds of mods. So,
And I don't think you can take damage there.
well, it's one of the mods.
Yeah.
You can actually keep your Devil Break fully maxed at
Yeah,
all
that's
times
what
if you want to. And they showed off the pre-order arms that you get, and they showed each Devil
that's right,
Break for all of the arms
Yep.
that you get in the deluxe
And
edition.
it also doesn't
Sick
harm
arms.
your Devil Breaker to in this mode, so it doesn't hurt anything. Everything stays 100%.
Yeah, it's like a
If you
practice.
choose that setting,
Yeah.
it's fully customizable how you want it.
The arms.
Enemy,
Were they good? Were
yes,
they sick looking?
yes, they were.
Better than his original arm? The one that gets torn off?
The one that turns into a sword, probably not.
Probably not better than Yamato.
Was absorbed into the arm. The arm is not Yamato. I don't know what happens to the rest of the arm. It's just gone, I guess.
Just fades
Maybe
away.
Yamato just absorbed the power from the arm.
Yamato is hungry.
So, John,
Yamato's the coolest sword in games.
Have you
Yamato
played
is
any-
so
Favorite
good.
sword.
Dimension cutter.
Any of
The
that?
best.
No.
No?
Not at all.
Devil
Not a
May Cry
DMC
fan over there, John?
No, I've never played any of it.
Devil May Cry 5 would be a good one to start at, I think.
Is that like Virgil and them?
Yes.
Yeah.
call.
Actually, I have the HD collection if you want to borrow it.
I absolutely will not.
That's a hard pass.
Thank you, though.
They're really good games.
He said,
Yes.
"I've got blackout."
Timeline
okay,
is
sir?"
insane. Don't
I
try
have
to
spider
follow it.
lines with tack
Doesn't
out.
make
Kingdom-
any
it's
sense.
like Kingdom
Doesn't make any
Hearts.
sense.
Kingdom
I
Hearts
went deep
timeline
into Wikipedia and
makes
YouTube.
no
No, you
sense.
can't. There's still.
There's
when you
so
come
many-
out,
There are so many
after you're
videos
done
on
doing
YouTube,
that
too,
and
that
you
are,
come
like,
out-
fully explained. No, you
no,
didn't.
it's not.
You did not.
That's clickbait.
Same,
match.
I know
dude,
nothing.
Kingdom Hearts
Clickbait.
are the worst with that. It's like you explained so much, but I still don't know what's
Yeah,
going
you
on.
said
Yeah.
a lot of things, but
Oh,
that
man, he
didn't tie anything
digitized
together.
himself. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
he
Yeah,
digitized
digitized.
himself
No.
and went in there.
No.
Kingdom Hearts is insane. Can't wait for the third one. now.
Yes.
After the DMC stuff, they did a Minecraft panel, and updates are coming, and they debuted a brand
Is
new.
Minecraft an exclusive?
Yes,
No,
it's
not.
a Microsoft exclusive.
no, it's not.
It's not.
Negative. It's now owned by Microsoft, though.
Yeah. So how is it not an exclusive?
Because
not.
it wasn't
It
prior.
Yeah,
wasn't,
it's
yes.
branched out.
Oh,
So they had a panel, and they were talking, and they had content creators on the stage. Super awkward. These guys had no idea what to say.
Well,
And-
they're Minecraft people.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
That's all
And
I'm saying.
then they
Let me say this
debuted
sentence for you. Minecraft content creators.
What do you just
They're
do? You
mod creators.
they're
yeah.
awkward?
just build
What,
stuff?
what
Were
do they
they-
talk
No.
about?
Did
Yeah.
they come from the 2000s, like the early 2000s?
These were the two top mod creators, and they have their own website where they sell mods.
And they probably do extremely well.
Yeah, and they were actually
Sure.
doing a panel
Bet.
the next day. But anyway, they debuted that cats and pandas are coming to Minecraft. And they had a huge trailer, a huge story trailer, and why they weren't there before. It was because the cats and pandas were having a competition of sleeping, and whoever woke up first had to leave the forest.
And
they both woke up at the same time when the sun came up, and the referee said that the pandas won.
Who was
So
the
the cats
referee?
took to the streets.
Who was the referee?
I don't remember.
He was a
Wow.
It
panda.
was probably a
Could we-
squirrel.
It's not
If it was
I
Panda,
think it was
that's not fair.
Ed Hockley, I think. I don't know.
No, it's clearly not fair.
Clearly, that game was rigged.
Anyway, cats and pandas are coming to
Funnily
Minecraft.
enough, pandas
Get
are also
ready.
coming to the Overwatch League. The Chengdu Hunters are one of the new teams, and they are a
Okay,
panda.
shut your
Okay, news segment was last segment.
Excellent segue, by the way.
Terrible. You're not segueing into anything.
The Chengdu Hunters. Pandas.
Tomb Raider was next. There was a trailer for their new Forge DLC, which is actually out now. And it showed solo co-op play is available. Time attack mode was there. You going to jump back in? Did you get the season pass?
No.
You ain't jumping back in then?
I might.
Yeah, you're
was
interested in
fun.
it?
It's a very good game.
I think what'd they say
Has
for
to
the
be
season
Plus.
pass is going to be 6 pieces of content, 6 or 7, I think.
No, I didn't buy it. Never even looked at it.
Well, it looks pretty lengthy.
Well, it came with
If
our
you guys can do
Xbox.
co-op, that would be pretty sweet.
I don't
We
think
got
his eyes
Starlink to
could
play my
handle
guy.
it.
I don't blame you there. You got something?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, up next, Razer actually. Well, they said that they were doing keyboard and mouse support,
Mm-hmm.
and they listed a bunch of games that were having that support. And then Razer announced a partnership for keyboard and mouse support, and will debut a new bundle of keyboard and mouse at CES 2019. That's going to be exclusive for Xbox. So look forward to that from Razer. And then next trailer was the Metro Exodus Spartan Collector's Edition.
Can't wait.
And that comes with
This is our
so
second
much stuff.
Spartan Collector's Edition of the year, by the way.
It'll also be the second Spartan Collector's Edition I buy. Funnily enough.
Second of the year?
Assassin's
Yes,
Creed Odyssey. Was called
Spartan Edition.
That's next year. It's new year.
What?
It's February
Oh, yeah,
next
you're,
year.
You're right. Sorry. It
It
was
was
announced
announced
this year.
the same.
Right.
The exact same name.
February 22nd, 2019.
What else comes out that day?
What's
I
the
wonder.
price point on
It actually
this,
comes out 7 days.
The
later.
collector's edition, I checked their website. It's $235 plus $44 shipping.
Wow, that shipping though.
It's pricey.
Yeah, it is. Well, you get a radioactive container.
What?
You do. You get the radioactive container. You get the sculpture
The 10.2-inch sculpture.
closing the door.
That's a
Plus,
giant
you get like the movie reel and all the lithographs and stuff. It's huge.
I mean, I'm buying it. You know,
It's a done deal. We will be unboxing it.
sold. Maybe.
After that trailer
Right.
was Forza 4's panel, and they are releasing their Fortune Island expansion. It was announced. This said this will be their largest expansion ever.
10 more roads to discover. Yes.
And then after that, Microsoft Studios head Matt Booty was on stage to announce the addition of 2 more studios to Microsoft Studios. The first
All right, I'll
was
take it from here.
In Exile Entertainment, makers of the Bard's Tale series and Wasteland. And the second was, go ahead.
No.
You want this.
Too late.
He's pouting.
You want the second one.
It was
He
Obsidian.
wanted them both.
Oh,
You didn't want In Exile.
Jake took over.
The second one was Obsidian
almost done pouting,
Entertainment, the creators of the South Park, Stick of Truth.
How dare you say that
Fallout.
word first?
New
they made
Vegas.
these.
How dare you say it in that
I'm
order?
saying them in this order because they're most recent.
Pillars of Eternity.
Pillars
was more
of
recent
Eternity.
Than,
South
South
Park,
Park.
Fallout New Vegas,
Pillars of Eternity 2.
Pillars of Eternity, the first one as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Both great RPG houses and a fantastic addition to make
Leading.
it 13 studios.
Best narrative in games. Probably Obsidian. So I'm pretty excited for that to be introduced to Fable.
Now, I have a question for you.
Playground has Fable. They won't be on.
Hold on. We don't know that.
You think they're going to work together? Is that your question?
No. What if we don't see Fable at the Game Awards this year? Would you be okay with that if you knew it was because Obsidian's making it?
Burn this globe to the ground. Well, we already know the Playground's working on it.
No, we don't. We know nothing.
Fallout's going
Only rumors.
No, it's just rumors.
Where
There's
I said
heavy
that.
rumors.
Nothing has been confirmed.
You're right. I think I.
And
read
don't
it,
forget about
but-
their Santa Monica studio either.
Wait, do we even know the name of that one?
No,
It has a name.
it does.
It
It's
does.
in Santa Monica, though. We know that.
Yeah.
So
It's in
there
Santa
you go.
Monica, and it has top people from other
Yep.
great studios.
I don't know, maybe it's collaboration between multiple studios.
Maybe.
That would be insane. if
Also,
that's the case, that's a launch for next gen. By the way, that's not on this gen.
I never
Yeah,
expected Fable. To be
it's
on
not going to be
gen.
this gen.
There's no way.
No.
It's not even announced yet. There's probably
Mm-mm.
2 more years of development at least.
Yeah. Also, throughout the entire event, they wrapped up the event, obviously, with those 2 announcements. But throughout the event, 16 games were announced to be added to Game Pass.
Mhm.
And I decided to wait until the end just to say them all, just because throughout the show, they would reveal 2 or 3 here and there. And they also had a little sizzle trailer for their Black Friday deals, which if you do not own an Xbox One console, Black Friday is where you're going to want to get it because every console is $100 off.
Mm-hmm. Xbox One X for $400. You can't beat that. Bro.
No, you can't. And they also said that anyone who gets a console through Black Friday also gets a code for Gears 4. So you're getting a free game. Now, the 16 games that were announced for Game Pass are PUBG,
Oh, that's
Hellblade,
really cool.
Senua's Sacrifice.
That's
That one's the
super
coolest.
cool.
Also, that's getting a retail version for the first time, and that'll be coming out December, I believe. Ori and the Blind Forest,
My fave.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Thief
Comes out
of
in
Thieves, Void Bastards, Aftercharge, Supermarket Shriek,
You lost me.
Kingdom 2 Crowns, Mutant
sounds cool.
Zero, Mutant Year Zero, sorry, Pathologic 2, Secret Neighbor, The Good Life,
That one sounds.
Agents of Mayhem, MXGP3, and Thomas Was Alone.
I got 4 of them. That's how many I heard.
Mutant Year Zero actually stood out to me because that's a strategy-based
Mhm.
shooter, and yeah, it just looks really good. So I'm excited to get that
I
one.
feel like Secret Neighbor has potential.
Kingdom 2 Crowns actually looked really good too.
Oh yeah, I was actually going to ask about that. Sounds like a medieval
Yeah, it
simulator
is.
type deal. So
It's
I
about
love those
at
games.
least 2 crowns.
So that was it, man. That was the Xbox XO18. It lasted 2 hours. Their keynote. I think overall it was a great show. And then the following day they had panels and everything for everybody in the audience. Gameplay they could play and stuff. These, like I said before in a previous show, these are the type of events that they get wrong in corporate. Because everybody thinks we need to show something extremely big, and we did it. And in our next event, we have to top this one. And we
Right.
always have to outperform our last event.
There's no way they could have outperformed.
And I disagree with that because as a gaming culture is growing, we are still in the infancy. And when you have an event like this is for the gamers. They come because they love your brand. They love your games. They're not coming to see the greatest announcement you can possibly make. Yes, they want to have announcements and stuff, but they enjoy the panels that you do. They enjoy seeing everything that you're presenting to them. And the same goes for BlizzCon. Blizzard has a huge fan base, and these people go
Not this
because
BlizzCon.
it's still,
Sparked
being
a
aside,
huge outrage.
it's just they did it wrong, and they were trying to do, like I'm saying, like they were trying to make something out of nothing. And instead of doing that, they should focus more on the fans.
Right.
Because the fans are what make these events.
And that's usually what BlizzCon does. They've
Yeah.
always been really good about that in years prior.
So if I had to grade this, I would say this is a total success. And This is exactly what is going to push them forward and to the next generation. Unfortunate that Sony doesn't see this way, and that they feel because they didn't have that blockbuster announcement, they canceled PSX, which I think is the wrong move. Any thoughts on XO18?
Oh, well, based on my 15 jokes I've made throughout this podcast, I agree with you that I think PSX cancellation was a mistake. I mean, you saw here they didn't really have a blockbuster.
No, they didn't really.
I mean, they had some.
I mean, they
cool-
bought Obsidian, so that's pretty.
Yeah, but there was nothing shown. Like,
You don't
right.
need to show
Matt sat on stage and he announced
but
2
for-
studios.
you know their
They could have done
pedigree,
that
So that's
on their
awesome.
website.
That's really cool for us. That's really cool for people that know it. But the casual gamer is not going to be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's exciting. Like, that's not how it is. But when you see, as far as what they did with the actual event and what they, even though they had the 100-acre woods, they had enough content so that it wasn't all about it, but they did have some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they did it really well. Phil came out in his little fleece. I'm surprised it wasn't a
Fleece
Snuggie.
jacket, Phil.
Snuggie.
Papa Phil.
Papa Phil in his fleece jacket came out and was
Oh.
like, "Let's all be a big happy family."
I'm gonna stick with leather jacket, Phil. If you guys don't mind.
And it sparks a lot of goodwill amongst gamers, and I think they did really well with it. And I honestly, for me, Sony has to absolutely blow it up at Game Awards, or this year is basically a flop for them. As good of the games as they've pulled out, next year they've given us nothing to look forward to.
Unless Sony announces an event early and debuts PS5. Because that's what they did with PS4. They just had an announcement. We've rented out New York City, I think it was a theater,
Mhm.
February, whatever the date was. Join us. And they did it like in 2 months. Nobody knew what was going on. People went there. This is PlayStation 4. And it's just like, boom. And that's kickstarted their whole thing. So
Right.
I don't foresee that they're going to do that again. But you don't know.
Right.
Well,
They've got to do something.
We didn't foresee what they did at E3 this year
Yeah.
happening.
We expected so much more out of them then. We expected a PSX. We talked about
Fireworks.
it. We expected so much.
Did you guys see that koi pond? Okay, back off. All right.
That
took
was
3
pretty.
days to make.
It took them over 2 weeks to build that whole set.
Okay, I was being sarcastic, but that's a long time.
Yeah, they
But,
actually did a video.
Like a PSA.
Yeah,
See, guys, we didn't fail.
Time lapse.
It took us 3 weeks to build this.
it was a time lapse video of the construction of it.
I really love the gesture giving the Xbox to the kid.
Oh, it's just great. Yeah, it's just everything about this event was for the community.
and that's what these events should be.
Yeah.
So always get to
Like
see that pulled
E3 is
off
the
well.
place where you
That's
do the
about
showstopper
developers,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, and then these other events like PSX and XO18.
BlizzCon,
This BlizzCon, these are for
us.
the fans. And it's just unfortunate because a lot of the media outlets will look down upon something like this and say this is unnecessary, this is unneeded, because they didn't get any content from it, because they're not able to promote and get more views on their stuff because there wasn't anything major here that's going to draw somebody to their thing. So they'll say this is unnecessary, unneeded, because they're not going into it as a fan. They're going into it from a business standpoint, and they're not making any money on this. And they spent resources to go there and
Right.
cover it. So it is what it is. I think it was a great success. I hope it
I
continues.
loved it. And according to Phil, we're going to see it continue. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Fleece jacket and all.
Well, no, it's leather jacket Phil at the Game Awards. He's coming back out.
He'll be there.
Oh, he's going to fire off.
He'll have the DMC leather jacket on.
He's coming out as Dante. Dante or Nero or V.
The one arm jacket on.
Not Nero. Ugh.
I don't really know much
You'd have
about
to get
V.
a pump going before he came out in the one arm leather jacket. You'd have to look big.
Let's move on to our second feature of the day, which is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. This will be our review discussion.
John, just take the floor, my
Well,
guy.
you shoot stuff.
I
You
don't know.
kill stuff.
I'm interested
You
to
win
hear
more,
what
yeah.
you guys thought from what you've played so far.
Okay.
I'm very interested.
Brennan just
Lean back.
very poorly cracked his knuckles. It made no
Not
sound.
You might
one
as
of
well
them
take a
no
break.
cracked.
You can
Johnny.
add sound, I guess. Go ahead,
You're
Jake.
welcome.
Start it off. You've been
Headphones
playing.
users, you're welcome.
I've been playing a lot of Call
If
of Duty
that's what
lately.
you can call that. Playing.
I've been playing multiplayer mainly and also Blackout. I'm not a big fan of the Call of Duty
So you've been
series.
playing the entire game.
Well, no, they have obviously
They have
zombies
too, yeah. I'm sorry.
and the headquarters that you can
Two-thirds.
actually watch the stories of each character that you play, the specialists.
Is that playing if you're watching?
You still
cutscene?
play.
No, you play
Yes.
and you get a cinematic.
Oh, you play through the story?
Yeah.
No, you play a combat training thing.
Oh.
And then
And
you
they
get
teach you how to play
bits.
the game mode, and then you
and then
earn
you
that.
get their cinematic.
So
You get
But
bits.
there is a story mode behind it, like, it's an Easter egg.
you just kind of connect the
And
different
yes, you connect
cutscenes.
everything.
the 15 dots.
So
That's is what it is, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna slam them for that. The game itself is pretty good, so
It's better
Yeah.
than Overwatch's story mode.
Oh yeah, the non-existent one.
I don't really have a lot to say about it. Not the only thing I can say is because this is I've only played a couple Call of Duties. This is the one that I've played the most. Just because I think that there's more of a ease of access in a lot of the gameplay. Like playing some of the modes is a lot more comfortable for me than playing the more competitive modes.
What have you been playing the most of?
Heist.
Heist. My man.
Heist is so fun.
Oh, it is, right?
What's your KD ratio in Heist?
Don't ask.
That
him,
doesn't
man.
matter,
It's
man.
actually
Don't listen to
relatively
him.
well.
Don't listen to him.
Relatively well.
I don't know, man.
Why
It's-
do you use the wrong portable?
Why would you switch
It's
it?
so I'm so tired.
Don't listen to him.
You, while talking about it, messed it
But
up.
it's
No.
I'm usually because I play with Slen, and me and him usually at least on third or second behind him.
This grammar
So
is
you get-
just
So you
atrocious.
get the curry, curries you
What
around
was
a little
that
bit.
sentence?
He carries me. Yes, he holds me.
Gently.
So
Actually,
you've been
it's-
playing a Blackout. I know you and John were playing some Blackout for a while.
We
Oh.
played like a whole whopping 1 or 2 games.
yeah, because it didn't
'Cause you
want to
won't
join me
join
the
his
other
party.
day.
I knew it was coming.
Too good for me.
I joined that party.
Yeah.
So what is it about Heist that has drawn you in?
It's easy, simple. It's fun. It's a lot more laid back, I guess. It's not as like
You don't have to sweat it.
no. There's no sweating.
I think I like
John's
Heist
I
because
entirely disagree.
John's made of sweat when he plays
I do.
Call of Duty.
it's the
so-
customization and the creating, selecting what you're able to do each round. I like
I mean,
that.
if you think about it this way, if I can get to the point, because everything you have to buy in
Yeah.
that, like every single thing you have to buy. So your little skills that you have, your attributes and your character, your
called
weapon,
perks.
everything, perks. See,
Well, everything: perks, weapons, skills.
your even the what do they call them? Score streaks. What are they
Yep,
called?
score streaks, your specialist
Equipment.
equipment.
Yeah.
Not
Armor.
kill streaks anymore.
No,
that's
it's
right because
score.
they changed it to points.
all
That's
score
right.
now.
That's
Yep.
right.
Well, like even somebody who sucks at that game, I can get a score streak on there after earning everything else
One,
because it's
Bought.
it's fun.
one score streak.
Those of you that watched, John did go full revolver one time. Spent every dollar he had
Did
on a
not go
revolver.
great.
Didn't go great.
Didn't.
But it didn't go bad.
But it
Didn't
was,
go
an
bad,
option.
though.
It was an option
Yeah.
that he did have.
Should have
so
went just straight knife at that point.
No.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
That doesn't work.
No way. You're not doing it.
It's a thing.
It's
People
not a
do
good
it.
thing.
I bet
People
you
do it all the
people win
time.
I mean,
doing
they
it, too.
have gun game, so
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
where you
added
have
that.
to play as
That was featured.
you have a knife at the end.
Tomahawk still in gun game,
Combat axe? No.
so it doesn't reset you anymore.
No, after the
No,
sniper,
you have to knife
go
them to reset
knife.
them. Like you beat
Yeah.
them down for the reset.
Gotcha.
You guys have played Blackout quite a bit, right? What do you guys
That's
think
kinda
of
funny.
Blackout?
Well,
I'm actually
Big
upset
Red
that
1,
John.
still my favorite Call of Duty, so I'll put that out there for you. That's the original, by the way.
It's way
I just
back.
loved its time accurate depiction of weapons. It was a very good game.
We were 7. I don't know where
was
this is coming from.
7.
7? That was
Were you young?
PlayStation 2.
We were young. It was
Yeah, Kevin, I wasn't born in the 20s like some of us,
Wow.
okay?
My goodness.
I'm a relatively young man.
That's right.
But it's the best Call of Duty that's been out in years. I'll give it that. Even without the campaign, which is why I play Call of Duty, it's better than I expected. Blackout I like a lot, which considering how I feel about Battle Royales, that's also better than I expected. I haven't played much of the other game modes. Multiplayers, Call of Duty multiplayer, it feels the same as pretty much
You
always.
get quick scoped. Okay,
I've
it's not
actually-
quick scoping anymore. It's
Yeah.
it's
They're still there.
It's
They just
hard
had a
scope.
sniper buff. So
did
No.
they?
Yeah,
Oh, they buffed the
in
outlaw,
recent,
right?
Just
in the recent
what
patch.
you
Mhm.
need.
Oh.
We got a
Sniper buffs.
really big update
A
today,
very
right?
massive update, and Uncle Vondi said that there are big
Uncle
things
Vondi.
to come.
Big
So,
things to come.
Yeah. I'm gonna break it down, and truly, Call of Duty is back for now, and that's you got to leave it at that, because people are interested, saying, "Oh, I love it, Call of Duty's back," but then you got Ghost 2 or whatever crap game they're gonna
Yeah,
come out
okay,
with next
hold
year,
on.
and then
Ghost had a
That's
really
it.
good story.
okay,
really
yeah,
good
well that's
campaign.
fine if you
I
play
would
the
like
story
that
mode.
expanded.
But if you're going to sit there and you're going to play, anything else besides search and destroy in the multiplayer, it was not good.
Great.
But Call of Duty Black Ops 4, there has been multiple times where I've sat there and said, okay, I'm done with multiplayer. I can either get off the game or I'm just going to go into zombies. Okay, I'm done with zombies. Now I rotate over to Black Ops. And it's just some things in the game I questioned, like who thought of putting that in there? Why would you do that? But now I've grown into a different player because of what they put into it, and so I don't mind it as much.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We literally rotate. So
Well, let's focus on the zombies a little bit.
Well, let's talk about the 9-bang.
The 9-bang
Is
just
that
got
the one that you were talking about?
the 9-bang
Yeah,
got
nerfed.
nerfed. Yes,
Thank
the thing I was talking about is the flashlight, which
Oh,
also
Oh, the
also
flashlight.
got
Yeah.
nerfed.
Oh.
It
So-
got nerfed too. Okay.
Yep, and certain things like that, I didn't understand why would you do that?
Because it's
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah, well, get it out.
There is one of those.
I just want to say that. Just get it out.
A flashlight on a shotgun.
There's
yeah,
there's
for
a,
sure.
It's gonna
Blinding
blind
you
me.
across the
ang-
map.
No, they
angry
have a
man
shutter
with a
effect
reactor core
flashlight that'll
sitting
do
out
it.
there.
I mean, the length of it was pretty bad. The
Yeah,
length
it was
of
awful.
This,
It wasn't a shutter.
It wasn't even a
wasn't
shutter. It
like
was just a
flicking.
straight up
It
flashlight.
was just a straight
it
blinding
was supposed
light.
to be a strobe light. That's what
Yeah, it
is.
didn't
yeah, it was
strobe.
supposed
It
to be
wasn't
that.
strobing.
not strobing.
It was just a solid
Straight
light.
up light.
This Call of Duty could go down as one of my favorites, depending on how they take the rest of the year.
How the year goes.
But for me, I think it's great with this big update because it's showing that they are in full force supporting this game.
Yeah,
And
true.
It may have taken a little while for these updates to come out. Like there was stuff in the game that should not have been happening with glitches and custom game lobbies and so on, but you released it a month early. It still shouldn't have been in the game.
Specifically, zombies.
Yes, zombies crashed.
Any
quite
of the
a bit.
66.
Easter egg hunters
A lot of
couldn't
stuff
complete the
just
tasks.
unacceptable. I felt. But now with everything that they've changed, I think it's going to be a great year.
Well, to me, it seemed like they focused on Blackout, multiplayer, and zombies in that order.
And zombies, they just did a 60+ fixes on why your game would crash. And I
Yeah.
was sitting there at round 66 with the stream up, and then next thing you know, the game crashes. And-
After the fix?
No, that
No,
was
that
was
before
this is
the fix.
4 a.m.
Pre,
yeah.
screaming fit.
Yeah, that was when I silently screamed because I did not wish to wake Courtney up.
But did it work or no?
No, he
Uh,
woke
did-
her up.
No,
no.
no,
She heard the
woke up.
silence.
Oh, no.
She woke up.
She
It was
commented
either
though.
that or like the hole next to me. I don't know how they got there. But it was just unbearable at times. People did not want to play zombies
Well, people stopped.
because of that.
Completely stopped playing.
Well,
it.
yeah, you said round 66 solo, right?
Yes.
Round
But,
66
imagine
solo
trying
zombies.
to complete an Easter egg, and you're not able to complete
You
the
can't
Easter
do it.
egg because of the game crash.
Right.
And I think this game has so much to offer. That with zombies, you have 4 different maps if you have the Black Ops Pass. You have 2 different storylines, one with the old characters, Rick Toffin, Dempsey, and them.
Mhm.
And then you have a new storyline with new characters. And each one is just going to get a new map, and the story is going to continue. So for those who don't know about it, if you're going to complete the Easter egg and stuff, I'd really watch those storylines and get into it.
So, for any of our listeners that are just picking up the game, what would you suggest they do first?
I would suggest trying the multiplayer first.
Not the stories?
Or Blackout.
Well, no, well, technically, if you're a brand new player, you honestly should go into Specialist HQ, because Woods, the guy from Black Ops 1 and 2, breaks down the game for you in some of the new aspects, and they break down each specialist. They'll break down the game modes, and they'll tell you what to do. And you start on recruit, then you go up to regular, and then veteran.
Was Woods in 3?
Woods was not in 3 because that's a futuristic type deal. So
trying to remember 3. 2, you were Mason's son, right?
And yeah, I believe so. Because at some point they flash back to Mason
And Woods. Yeah.
and shooting them and so on.
Who were you in 3?
I have not.
Black Ops 3 was the future.
Yeah, I don't remember that
It
one.
wasn't Infinite Warfare, because that's what pops
No,
up.
that's
Oh,
way
yeah,
in the
that one
future.
was weird. Because that was the one that had the nightmares
Yeah.
thing where you could play
Well-
the campaign with the zombies.
Right, and
And it was just very weird.
This one was futuristic,
character was
like
dead
a
the
couple
whole
hundred
time, and a
years.
bunch of
Yeah.
other weird stuff.
But it's they are tying Woods back into it. And in one of the scenes, you'll see that Woods is actually the instructor, and that's why he's there. So each time you complete one of these missions, you unlock more of the story, and then in the end, each story connects, and then it has a nice big Easter egg. And there's actually a big Easter egg in Blackout too. So you never know what you're gonna get here. There's so much to the game.
Both of those connect to the story from Blackout 1 and 2, or Black Ops 1 and 2.
No,
No?
not the Easter egg. No. Well, one of them is Mason and Woods are sitting there together, and he says this phrase to Mason, and then that's what leads to figuring out, okay, there is an Easter egg that you have to do. And each time you complete a challenge with the Specialist HQ, he'll sit there and say something to you, and then he'll break out and say, okay, you are this part of the puzzle, and look to the future because we need you for this. So there's definitely some bigger pictures going on here. With
Google
each
it
movie.
is.
Yeah, Google. You can Google the zombies thing. This zombie storyline is unbelievable.
This is their 10th year anniversary, right?
Yes, 10 years of zombies. We'd got the mystery box edition. They changed up the mystery box now
Really?
from the regular box with the question mark on it.
It's much
They now
better.
changed it to a bunch of people got crunched together, and that's what
It's like
are
a
the bones
crypt.
in there.
Yeah, it's like a crypt.
So
Coffin type
it's
thing.
they went a very dark route
Yeah.
in these. If you watch the Easter egg finishes, it's a different storyline. It's very dark and grim, and it's just a great storytelling for both things.
As opposed to
And
other happy zombie
Yeah.
Easter egg
No.
endings.
It's not,
right now, the Blight Father is
has returned in Blackout.
He's-
I
he's
have
there.
and challenged him.
Did you get him?
Did you win?
No, my friends were like, "Leave him alone. We got to win the game." And I was like, "I have other business."
Did you win the
man."
game?
Yes, we did win the game.
Well, there you go. That's what matters.
but you
No.
left the Blight
Does
Father.
JK kill the Blight
The
Father?
Blight
Yeah.
Father matters.
all that
He says,
matters.
Listen.
He shows up in the
TSGG
combat
made
version
me
thing.
a member. I need this Blight Father. I
Blight
need to
Father
kill the Blight
is
Father.
going down.
Bring me my paladin. You guys just sit there and feed me rounds. We're not winning this one.
While somebody waits
And
In a
And
crypt
kills
kill
them
you
all.
in the end.
with an LMG.
and then runs away from the Blight Father.
And
It's
gets
called
killed.
the Titan.
Yes, the Titan is one of the best guns. LMGs are
easy.
absolutely amazing.
Didn't the
This game
Titan
is
get nerfed?
quite remarkable.
I like the other one.
Find a Titan
VKS?
operator, you're
The
set.
VKS.
That's
Yeah.
a 50 caliber one.
That's my favorite.
Yes.
Slower rounds, easier to control.
So what
Fire
else about
damage.
Black Ops 4?
Customization is
Yeah,
another good one.
key.
They added in some tags and gestures and different skins.
So Fortnite.
Well, yeah, but
Well, that
you
was
know
a part of
they
today's
had their
update, right?
skins, in Black Ops 3 that you'd be able to purchase.
Yep.
Part of the update, they dropped Blackjack Shop, and he has a shop now where you can purchase gestures, tags, and different skins.
And this is for real money?
Yeah, with the Call of Duty points, you'll be able to purchase it. The other thing they have is they have the contraband, is what they call it, and it is 200 tiers of content. So when you play multiplayer or Blackout, you will earn a tier, and you'll unlock certain things there. I think 199 is Hudson, and then they have 200 is a unicorn camo for one of your weapons.
And this is a season based?
Yes, this actually will be ending in about 27 days.
How difficult is it to earn a tier?
They're making it a lot easier now because of the complaints from the community. We have said that personally it is way too hard. I myself am Prestige number 2. I've already went through first Prestige, reset my stats, went back to number 1, and then got up to second Prestige. So technically I'd be third Prestige. I'm still only 87 tiers in.
Oh, wow.
So
cow.
it's very difficult, but now they just implemented a new thing where if you win a game, you can skip a tier. So each day you win a game and it'll skip a tier for you. And they just had a weekend where it was tier boost weekend. So they are recognizing that, okay, it was a little bit too difficult.
If you skip a tier, though, do you miss out on the
No,
things?
it's like a
You get
battle
double
star in
tier.
Fortnite.
Oh, double tier.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
the battle store in Fortnite where you will find that star and then you earn the tier and you move on and keep
Nice.
going. But it's different in zombies. You don't get any tiers in zombies. They had their own special thing.
What about
so
Rush?
the
Rush is still
just normal
zombies,
zombies.
so
Okay, so
it'll
it doesn't
it still won't count for your tiers.
the skins, are they just more operators? Are they the operators you can earn in Blackout, or are they different?
So for skins,
Or is it just weapons?
It's
if you-
weapons and operators. You get skins for them.
yeah. If you're talking about Blackout, you have to go in and complete a challenge to unlock the skin. So for multiplayer skins, they have each of the 10 specialists, and I'll go in and find the Annihilator and have to do the challenge for that.
Right.
If I do the challenge, then I'll obviously earn the Annihilator. They just released the zombies characters that you're able to do. So it's the same thing there, but each different zombies character, like I have war paint and different color war paints that I can put on them. I have like this Muertos skin that you can put on your specialist people and so on. And with the recent patch, they just made it so you can unlock the icons, which are the campaign people, Woods, Mendez, Rezanov, and Mason. Menendez, yeah, or whatever the hell his name is. So they, the customization aspect, and you put on gestures and everything. It's there for each game mode.
Plus all the camos. Don't
Yes.
forget about that.
Yes, the camos are in
I
there.
heard
too.
they gave away a diamond skin, and that was frustrating a lot of people.
I don't believe so. I've heard that they were giving away diamonds. Diamond people earn, and there's a mechanic in the game where if you are shooting somebody, your gun will turn to the
Different
left
color.
or the right. Yes, if you go on a kill streak, the diamond camo will change colors. That actually just got a buff, so now it looks even better, and it turned into like a rainbow camo.
Right. Well, that's like the 30 kills without dying, right? Is the rainbow
Yeah, I'm
camo?
not too sure.
Something like
I'm
that.
not too
I think
sure.
you have to earn the nuclear without dying.
And you can get rainbow camo.
Yeah, and your
Nice.
gun kind of just glimmers rainbow colors as you're
Sounds-
They
going.
call it
super
reactive
hard.
camo.
Yeah, I don't foresee myself getting that camo.
They call
Let's
it
get it.
reactive camo. They look beautiful. The
It's pretty cool.
200 tier is
Oh, I
not
bet.
the unicorn one. I'm just remembering it's a summons one.
Summons?
Yeah, it's actually an ICR camo. It looks absolutely amazing. But that's something that they're doing now. They're doing reactive camo. So when you go on like a 10 kill streak, it changes colors.
It's
and
pretty
so on.
cool.
That is cool.
Awesome.
Like
It's nothing I'll ever
it'll
see.
go purple, it'll
but-
go green. It's really cool, and it's cool to watch it upgrade. And you'll see it in your kill cam, and you're like, oh god, that guy's popping off. He's killing
Yeah, that's the
everybody.
end of me.
He's got a green camo paladin. All right,
What do you
see
get?
you later.
What do you get for one kill?
The regular camo.
There it is. You can go
Kevin has
base
the
skin
regular
and regular
camo.
camo.
Camo for life. So yeah, that's basically what Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is, and we were going to be posting our review video on YouTube and our website as well. Anything else on Black Ops before we go?
No, I'm very excited for this upcoming Call of Duty World League season, especially with the new update. I'm very excited to see the Blackout tournaments and what the zombie storyline gives us. And overall, it's just an amazing game that I truly enjoy playing.
Well, that's great. Thanks for that, John. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have this week. I want to thank you all for listening, and thank you all for being here today. Don't forget to go over to patreon.com/TSGG and subscribe. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Society. And announcing December 2nd, we will be doing our second Extra Life stream. We will be announcing the games for that next week. So tune in next week for the full game list, and we'll see you then.
See ya.
Next time.
Have a good night.